Mariners get the win in Game 1 of their 3-game series with the Baltimore Orioles last night. They look to win the series today when they send George Kirby to the hill. He'll face off against Kyle Bradish. You can catch it all right here starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch, Seattle Sports on 710. Mariners made one roster move. They recalled Connor Joe from AAA Tacoma. Curtis Washington Jr. was optioned back to High A Everett after the game last night. Meanwhile, game's going on right now. They're in the top of the ninth in St. Louis. Padres are beating up on the Cardinals 6-1. The score there. Top of the sixth in L.A. Rays out in front of the Dodgers 4-3. It's the Diamondbacks with a 6-1 lead over the Angels in the top of the fifth. One final on the day. The Braves fall to the Giants in Atlanta 7-2.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Welcome, everybody. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Happy Wednesday to everybody out there. Another gorgeous day outside, a beautiful day to play some baseball and win a series. Mariners take game 1 of their 3-game series against the Orioles and hopefully get a win tonight when they send George Kirby to the hill. Again, you'll hear that starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch here, Seattle Sports on 710. Coming up on the show today, we got our conversation with Charles Cross, which we had, when did we talk to him?
It was sometime last week, right?
Was that last week?
When we were on the road trip, the long road
last
trip.
Week out of
Mariners.
minicamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a chance to catch up with Charles Cross, who was in a great mood. So you want to catch that conversation at 3 o'clock. We'll do Best of the Rest coming up at 4 p.m. And then Ryan Divish, everybody's ray of sunshine.
Favorite ray of sunshine.
Join us at 5 o'clock today. Talk
funny,
some Mariner baseball.
He's the opposite, really, of John Paul Morosi.
He very much is.
This is a sarcastic shout-out. Now, Divish always does a great job. Don't tell him I said this, but he always kind of gets to the meat of the matter. He's very direct and very real.
Yeah, that's why we like him.
That's why we like Divish.
We like him. He's a truth teller.
Yeah.
And last night, lots of things to be excited about. The team starting to get healthier, not completely healthy yet. Still some guys that are out that we're waiting on. Naylor didn't play last night. Rosarena put on the IL. Obviously, Matt Brash is down. Donovan's
Still
down.
waiting for Donovan. Yeah.
But you got Cal back last night. You got JP back, and it was like they never left.
Pitch on the way, swinging a line, driving to left center field, falling fast. That's going to drop in, a base hit. Here comes Robles. Emerson rounding third. The throw to the plate. He slides. He's saved. 2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL. A single in the left center field. Robles scoring easily. Colt Emerson bringing home the bail, scores from second, and the Mariners have the lead 3-1. Cal Raleigh's first hit coming off the IL, and his first 2 runs batted in. The Mariners with a 3-1 lead.
Big moment for him, big moment in the game because the Mariners were producing very little offensively. Their first hit was a little flare from Julio that drove in a run to tie it at 1 apiece. I mean,
scored Mastroboni, right?
Yeah, game got off to a rough start. Very first pitch of the game almost left the yard.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, boy. And Gilbert throws 24 pitches in that first inning. You're going, oh, no.
Here we go.
But we'll get to Gilbert in a moment. But great to see Cal back in the lineup, see him back behind the plate. And after the game, he was just talking about how it felt to be back at the plate in a big moment like you just heard there.
Yeah, I mean, I felt good. I mean, I didn't really expect I mean, of course that happens in the first game back. So, but, fell behind 0-1 and, I was just trying to get the ball to the outfield and, just got enough of it and kind of worked out. So, it was a good day.
Yeah, it just felt totally different. I just was reflecting back to yesterday when on MLB Central, John Paul Morosi was on. Whenever he's on, I'm like, Shannon, come here. That's our guy right there. He's the nicest guy in the world.
She's like, yeah, I've seen him, Dave. Thank you.
Yes, dear. But yeah, and he's like, hey, man, this is going to be like an opening day for the Mariners.
A reopening, he was calling it.
Yeah, so it was really cool to see that, and Yeah, and yesterday we talked to Brad Barclay, who was Colt Emerson's coach when he was in high school, and we were talking about some of the instinctive things that he does and everything. I thought that slide at the plate was just awesome. I thought he was out actually when he was chasing Robles.
Yeah, he was closing in. He was showing some speed there.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, and so I think Robles was waiting, but just the way he kind of shot down, slapped the plate real quick. I thought maybe that guy got the tag in, but we were talking to his coach from high school about how instinctive this guy is, and I just thought that was like the perfect slide that he could have executed right at that time, and so it was just really cool to see that, and the fact that Cal was the guy that drove him home, and you were down there for it, Bob. You saw it.
I did see it. Yeah,
you saw everything.
I saw everything. I was standing there when I was debating as to whether I should tell Cal after the scrum left that I got bad news for you, man. I hope you're prepared for this. He's been bumped down to number 2 on Dave Wyman's favorite Mariner list.
And he would go,
I'm sorry.
Who?
I'm sorry.
I think he thinks you're Dave.
All right.
I'm Bob.
You're number 2 on Bob's list.
He said because I'm older that it's more of an old-fashioned name.
An old man named Bob. Yeah, I didn't break that news to him. I figured I didn't want to take the joy away from his opening night, his reopening night, and he comes up with the big hit. I didn't want to, put that fire out.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be devastating news when he finds out. But no, it's like 1A, 1B, really. Those two guys. I'll still keep Cal at A.
You've been very vocal about he's my new favorite Mariner. He's my new favorite Mariner, Colt Emerson.
Cal never got kicked out of a high school football game for targeting.
No.
So. Yeah, if you can come up with that.
He gets knocked down a notch. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dumper. But after the game, Dan Wilson, just talking about how great it was to see Cal out there having fun again. Said he actually saw him smile.
I think I saw Cal smile tonight, and I think that's a big key, to be honest with you. Just having fun with the game again. And he's an exceptional player. We all know that, and I think he found the joy of the game, and that's what's important. Seeing him out there tonight, he was in his glory. He was right where it's his sweet spot, running the game, getting the big hit. That's Cal, and that was an impressive night for him.
Yeah.
And I'm not a swing expert or anything. It's just that when you saw down in AAA Tacoma, and obviously you discount that, but it just looked like his swing is back to what it was last year. Mm-hmm. What we saw. And then there was just something. I remember you and I having a conversation, and to me, the most frustrating, although they're a good team, but that first series against the Padres was very frustrating. Yeah, I know your most frustrating series is at Kansas City because they suck. And
just Kansas City in general. They won one game against Kansas City this year. They've been owned by them.
Yeah, but I mean, I just remember in that game going, wow, that's the first time since Cal was a rookie where he looks kind of lost a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of refreshing to know that it was because it was something physical and his body just wasn't allowing what his mind wanted to do. But it just seems like since he's come back, everything looks normal, looks like the same Cal that he was last year.
Yeah, it's good to see. Hopefully it continues as these games go on. These are all crucial because you're in a division that's up for grabs. Nobody wants to take this division and run away with it. It's just somebody gets a little bit of a lead, somebody gets a little momentum, and then they kind of fall off to the wayside. So the Mariners, they increased their lead because the A's lost last night, and now you're a game and a half in front. So this team's still sitting in first place, 2 games above 500, one of 5 teams, I think, in the AL that are above 500. Mm-hmm. So it's not like, it's a weird year for the American League. Very weird year, where you got a lot of teams underperforming, certainly based on what the expectations were coming into the season. But just great to have Cal back out there and getting JP out. JP looked like the same guy at the plate, working great at bat, 2 walks, base hit, just, is not super flashy, he just gets it done. He gets on base. Generally, he's going to give you a very good plate appearance. And I think having those 2 guys back in the lineup just provides a level of security. Like guys can kind of just relax a bit. Not that they're going to, come in and be superstars, but I think it just takes some pressure off. It just there's more certainty with those guys in the lineup, and it just I don't know. It was good to see. Obviously, the fans, as you could hear, they were going nuts. It was great to see, and then you see it with the work with the pitchers, and it's perfect that it lined up that it was Cal's first day back. It's his old buddy Logan Gilbert on the hill.
Yep.
And watching those two interact was hilarious last night after the game because, Cal threw a ball that buzzed the tower, if you will, on Logan during the game, and they were talking about that, and they were making fun of you. He's like, Logan's in there going, well, luckily he's not accurate. I told him that, and then so the reporter told Cal that Logan said that, and he's like, he should talk. and then we're standing at Cal's locker talking to him, and Logan's behind us, and you see Cal look up and goes, what? What? And Logan's like, I'm just trying to hear what you're saying. He goes, I was talking about your big head. I almost hit it. You almost got in it's just their interaction is very funny. And apparently Cal went up to Logan and told him, yeah, Logan was like, I'm excited to have you back. And he's like, yeah, I was hoping it was going to be Woo. I was catching my first time back. He's easier. But Logan just talked about how it felt to have Cal back behind the plate in this one.
Yeah, it was fun. Just really familiar. You feel comfortable when he's back there. Shout out to Garv and Johnny too, doing what they did when he was gone. That's huge for us. But having him, we go back for a while, so he knows me really well. Knows when I'm online. Even just targeting wise, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just used to it. I just like the way he sets up, what the plan is, all that kind of stuff.
It's interesting how like those little things that Logan can't even name, that are just make them so comfortable. And they've been together. I remember the story was early on that in the minor leagues, I think, that they didn't really like each other.
I think they liked each other, but they would butt heads.
They would butt heads, yeah, and get during games and everything. But
because they were roommates, right?
Yeah.
It was him and Trammell was the third one, right?
Trammell, yeah,
yeah. Cal, Logan, and Trammell were living together.
And then I think Cal and Woo were roommates as well at one point. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, getting to know the guy. We'll look at the lie detector test video. That's out there somewhere. Yeah, it was amazing. I thought that Logan especially did a really good job as far as the acting part of it, but every bit of it really was.
I don't know if he was acting.
I don't think he was either.
He's really
almost all of it was. It was like so comfortable for him that like you got kind of a glimpse into like what is their relationship.
Yeah,
it's that.
Yeah, it's very funny. And you saw it last night too. Again after the game, the comments back and forth, and even in front of the media about. Yeah, he told me he wished it was Woo and all that.
So as he's being interviewed there, Logan was over there chirping
in his
at
locker.
him
They were. You just saw Cal look up and look at him and go, What are you looking at? He's like, I just listen to what you're saying. I was talking about your big head almost getting in the way.
I love that. So, yeah, it just felt like that team kind of came together. Now you still have, Donovan and Brash and, so, when those things all come together. But I don't know. I just think it was a huge sigh of relief last night watching that. It's funny. I recorded the game because I had to get my workout in. I do get on the treadmill. People were saying I was lying about that, but
said you were lying about a treadmill?
On the text toy saying, there's no way Dave gets on the treadmill for an hour a day. I'm like, well, most days. Most days I do.
That's not a nice comment.
But, oh, no, I know. There are texters. But yeah, so I was fast forwarding, and then all of a sudden I went too far, I guess. So I'm like, there's a guy on second, and the game just started. Are we in extra innings?
Yeah.
Is this the ghost
First
runner?
First pitch of the game.
Yeah.
First pitch of the game. That was the other thing Cal said was pretty funny. He's like, yeah, and then he, first one almost leaves the yard. I thought I'm going to hear about this later, because he called the pitch or whatever, and it gets cranked.
Yeah.
Luckily, it stayed in the yard. That guy eventually did come around to score in the inning.
But that was it.
Well, but that, we're all sitting there going, oh, my goodness, he threw 24 pitches. First pitch almost, put in the seats, and, is this going to be a short outing? Logan's not right at home. That was the thing. It was, Logan, can he get it going at home? Because we talked about his ERA on the road is barely over 1.04.
Right. And
at home, it was like a shade under 6. And you're going, what? How do you rectify that? Well, he did last night. And then you look at what he's done. I mean, that last start we talked about, that the first 2 innings he threw, 57, 55 pitches, something like that, where you're just going, okay, he's going to be out of there in the 4th inning. And also he goes 6, and he allows 1 run. And now you look at who he's been in the last 5 starts for Logan Gilbert. 30 innings combined, 16 hits, 5 runs, 35 strikeouts, 8 walks. His ERA in those 5 games, 1.5.
Amazing.
And a stellar effort last night, obviously, at home, where he has not been as good. So that, Cal back, JP back, huge. But seeing Logan, perform that way at home, where it has not been good for him, and watch him just dominate after getting off to that start. He retired the next 19 of 20 after that run scored.
Yeah, how many people are going, oh, boy, here we go again?
Oh, I think there was a lot of
Not only is it home, but, the first couple innings, was it 24, did you say, after the first inning?
24 pitches in the first inning, yeah.
So,
but then after that run scored, he retired the next 19 of 20.
Yeah.
And the only one he didn't was somebody he hit with a pitch.
Right.
I mean, he was phenomenal last night.
Yeah, so I mean that would have been just such a bummer if that had gone the wrong way, because it's like, oh, okay, Cal's not really having any effect whatsoever. I mean, he did, he still gets the hit and the RBIs, but still, I mean, it would be so disappointing if he hadn't turned it around like that. And so just so impressive by Logan, but just good to know that that Cal has his back, and that he's able to kind of talk him into whatever conversations they were having during, in between innings, to get him back on track.
Yeah. And talked to Munoz a bit after the game as well. He said the same thing. There's just a comfort with Cal. And that's, I guess, stating the obvious, because he's been the guy they've worked with the most and the longest. So
right.
they've got that relationship developed, and they know the buttons to push. And I think there's just a level of comfort with Cal behind the plate for these pitchers that, and that's not a knock on Pareto, who I think is a very good catcher, and Garver, who's been there and they're familiar with. There's just a different level of, okay, this is my guy.
Yeah.
He knows me.
Right.
If I get in trouble, this pitch isn't working, we're going to be on the same page.
Yeah. Well, and also Logan did give a shout out to those two guys, Pareto and Garver. He's like, hey, it's nothing against those guys. They do a great job, which they do. But yeah, it's just different, and I think even those guys would understand that. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what the effect is, as far as Cal being back behind the plate, because that's one of the bigger jobs that he does, and they've been missing it.
Yeah, and just having him in the lineup too. I mean, just that's a big deal. So, yeah, we'll see if they can keep the good vibes going. Win the series tonight. That'd be great, with George Kirby on the hill, and then Friday will be the first piggyback game. We'll talk more about that. But Logan, we talked about who he was in 2024. Where he led the league in innings pitched, and he was your ace. And last year was not the case for him. Wasn't really the case for anybody but Woo. Everybody was hurt. Logan got hurt last year. But it feels like, we were talking about Logan. If anybody looks at his game log, you can look at it. There was a stretch of over a month where it was literally every other game was good. And then there'd be kind of a dud, or kind of a so-so. It's either a dud, or it was just like, it's okay. And then he'd look good. And it was every other one. And you're like, what? Why the inconsistency? What is going on here? And now you look at his last 5, and it feels like this looks like more of the 2024 version of Logan. I'm not saying he's all the way back, and we'll see what he does, but he's on a nice run right now. If you look at his last 5 outings, he's on a nice run, which is great to see, to say the least.
Well, and the other thing, too, being able to turn it around, I just thought that was so impressive. And I was so excited for his outing last night. And then to start it that way, you're like, oh, no, man. Because he did that start that he had in, we talked about it, 54, 55 pitches in the first 2 innings. For him to, on the road, be able to turn that thing around, it's just so impressive. It's almost like you'd rather see that than him, only face like 8 or 9 batters, or 8 or 9 pitches, or 10 pitches, because being able to make that adjustment in game and turn things around and not let it get in your head, I think is just so important. And and just this time he got turned it around a little bit quicker, and like to think that's because he had Cal back behind the plate.
Yeah, and he was able to be efficient with his pitches after the first inning, and still come away with a season-high 10 strikeouts.
The stretch and the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a splitter. Another strikeout for Logan. 10 strikeouts along the way. He has retired 19 of the last 20 Orioles hitters he has faced. That's going to be it for Logan Gilbert tonight, who is absolutely sensational. Listen to the ovation for the big right-hander walking toward the Mariners' first base dugout. A standing ovation for Logan Gilbert. He has done his job tonight and then some.
Yep. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Outstanding. Then Bizzardo came in. He was great. Munoz throwing 101 in there. Looked great. Said he felt great. Said his back was fine. So
God, that was a relief, too, because that look, nobody really knew what was going on because we talked to Ryan Rowland-Smith about, his outing in Washington and with the humidity, and you thought maybe the heat was getting to him or whatever. That was just bad. I mean, I was like, oh, no, there's all this going on. They did not have a good series, and now another guy might be, possibly on the IL. And so to see him turn that around, Bizzardo was fantastic. I mean, it was really a like our guy Big Ray Roberts likes to call it a get-right game. Mm-hmm. That's what that felt like.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hope it carries over into tonight. Let's take 2.
Well, unfortunately, the tough injury news continues for the Mariners. Both Luke Raley and Josh Naylor remain out of the lineup today. Connor Joe is here. He arrived. He's playing left field and batting 8th. Colt Emerson moves up to 7th. He's at shortstop and batting 7th. Then Miles Mastroboni is at first once again, hitting 9th.
Mastroboni did a nice job at first base last night.
Yeah,
he looked very natural, and I think I was told that was only the 2nd game of his pro career at first base.
Wow. Yeah, you never would have known.
Yeah, he looked good over there in the opportunities he had, and JP looked good at third. He didn't have a ton of opportunity, but he made some nice picks on a short hop and one he ate, which was the right thing. He didn't try to force the throw because you had to charge the ball, and the runner was going to beat the throw. So yeah, I thought they both did a nice job considering those aren't their traditional spots out there. I'm curious why they put Connor Joe in the lineup in left field over Robles.
Robles is right field today.
Oh, is he playing him right?
Yes.
Oh, because Rayleigh's
good.
Rayleigh looked like he was fine. I was watching him walk around after the game. He didn't look like he was.
He was okay walking around.
Didn't look like he was. You see somebody with a bad back, often they'll kind of have a stiff walk, or
they look like Jake Bobo.
That's right. Yeah,
that's what Jake Bobo has. Old man movements.
Yeah, he does, man. He just walks like he's 83 years old.
Yeah. Well, Seahawks announced 6 promotions actually today. The 2 big ones, they named 2 new assistant GMs. Both Matt Berry and Willie Schneider have been named assistant GMs.
Have we had Matt Berry? Has he come on the show with Schneider? I'm trying to remember if he was.
I don't feel like he was one of the guests.
Yeah, great dude's been with John for a really long time. I always talked to him. Used to talk to him and Trent Kirchner before pretty much every game. And then Willie Schneider came on our show, who is John's nephew. So keeping it in the family there. And, that was one of those things that we talked about that, you lost Trent Kirchner. In the past, you've lost like Scott Fitter. Of course, Nolan Teasley goes to the Vikings. But they've always got guys like, and I think we'll hear John talk about Armani Perez, another guy that came in, Willie Schneider, Matt Berry. I mean, they still have, really good scouting people and a great scouting department, but it kind of sucks when you're losing those guys. But I think it was cool, especially Matt Berry, who's worked his tail off for a really long time, and he does a really good job for John.
Take 2 is brought to you by Swedish Cyberknife. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknife prostate. So we got both clarity and uncertainty involving the Mariners' pitching plan moving forward. We'll get into that coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. Let people come first.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Carrie injured her back years ago. This is her story.
My herniated disc was so significant that they did the first surgery, the laminectomy and a microdiscectomy. The first surgery failed, and I ended up with another herniated disc, which is pretty typical that herniations just move up your spine. The doctor was recommending another fusion surgery, so I researched alternative therapies. Sound Pain Solutions developed a plan that included bioelectric therapy, laser therapy, decompression, pressure wave therapy, in addition to rehab. Once we started that comprehensive approach, it went phenomenally. They honestly have given me my life back, and I'm happy to help other patients find sound pain solutions sooner.
Schedule a free consultation to learn if you qualify for our non-surgical and drug-free treatments at soundpainsolutions.com.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Hey everybody, Jermaine Kurse with Pacific Northwest Interiors featuring CS Floors. Countertops, window covering, and flooring. From design to installations, Pacific Northwest Interiors has you covered. Come stop in to any of our new showrooms.
Mariners at Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
For those wishing for a different term other than piggyback, it's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
No. Too many people
saying it.
It's in the vernacular now. It's just too many people are using it. That's it. It's over.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Never heard that. But I remember we talked to Ryan Rowland-Smith, and he was like, oh, yeah, I've heard that before somewhere. And there are other teams doing it. I know last night I was listening on the way home, and I can't remember who was saying it on the pregame show, but they were naming off other teams that had done something similar. But it wasn't like for the entire season. It was
right
that
stretches
they did it here and there.
Yeah. It's not something I've heard about or followed. Certainly, we haven't seen the Mariners do it before, and that's clearly the team we follow the
really
closest.
All we care about.
Yeah, so hadn't really paid attention to what other teams are doing in the way of setting up their rotations, but it's certainly new here and causing a lot of angst and questions and uncertainty. And this is Justin Hollander. This is yesterday. I was speaking with our Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer, and he gives as it says here, a concise and easy explanation for how the next 3 piggyback starts will work.
So the most simple way I can explain it is through the next three turns through the rotation, each one of our 6 starters will be part either the front end or the back end of a piggyback one time. So we'll pair them up one time through each. So for instance, on Friday, it'll be Bryson and Luis. Again, just out of coincidence, that was the way it made the most sense based on the schedule of rest. And then the next time through the rotation will be 2 different pitchers. And then the last time through the All-Star break, it'll be 2 more different pitchers. Roughly for the next 24 days, each starter, 24 games, 28 days, each starter will piggyback one time.
Okay. So what those combos are.
What's the order?
We don't know who comes out of the bullpen, who starts, what the limitations will be. If, is it going to be Logan starts and you get 5, and then after that Bryce Miller comes in?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know how they're matching them up. And Logan was asked about it at a post game last night, and he talked about their team meeting about that plan and his sort of explained how they went through that.
Yeah. I think we were all on the same page, and really good communication from the top down. But so many guys, you get Castillo making so much money, so many years in the show. We got some young guys, Emerson and different, but all across the spectrum right away, everybody was just bought in. Like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to complain. We're going to find a way to do it and try to step up and help the bullpen because they're a man down because we got 6 starters. So both sides of the ball, everybody. We had that team meeting earlier, and half of it was just about no egos. Just everybody step up, be a team, and especially when it gets a tough situation or whatever, prove it that we are a team.
Yeah, I think the one thing I was pretty sure of, and I'm glad to hear that it's the case, is that this is a good team with a bunch of good dudes that play for each other. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of character that you have. And I just think over the years, Jerry and Justin have done a great job of bringing in those kind of people. And, and we talk a little bit about Furious George, that maybe he seems to me like he might be the guy that might get the most sort of bothered or thrown off by it, just because he is, just the way he demonstrates a little moody and whatnot. But he's still a great dude and a guy that they, have screened, and they know that he is going to go along and do whatever's best for the team. And so it's kind of nice to hear that. It just sounds like in the beginning they didn't really, all get together and get on the same page.
Yeah, I don't think the communication was where it needed to be initially. And you heard it. I mean, you heard it from Bryce. You saw it with Castillo. You heard it from Bryce multiple times, actually, just like, yeah, I'm a starter. And, you, as he said, you deal the cards you're dealt. Right. But that's not somebody going, hey, man, I think this is a great idea, and we're eating this up. This is great. It was, you're playing the hand you're dealt. What can I do? Kind of statement, which I can appreciate the candor there. And I don't think it was that appealing, and I don't know that, look, given their druthers, I think all of these guys would be, well, no, I want to start, and I want to, especially if they're rolling. That's what I'll be curious to see if somebody, as you point out, Kirby, who looks like he certainly has an edge. What if he's just rolling? This is a guy who's been trying to find it, and he's had it at moments, but what if he's just dealing through 5? They're still going to go, well, look, our plan was 5 and dive. You're out. Hancock's coming in, or whatever their plan is. I'm wondering how flexible they'll be with the plan if whoever starts is just dealing.
Yeah, I mean, and what if he's got a no-hitter going?
Well, then you can't do it. You can't. I don't care who's supposed to come out of the bullpen. I don't care if their feelings get hurt. I don't care who's throwing the no-hitter, if it's Castillo throwing it, if it's Miller, if it's Logan. I think any of the other pitchers would understand.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going, hey, I'm supposed to be in.
Okay, so what's the line? Where do you draw the line? What if it's a one-hit? One hitter.
Well, that's what I'm curious about, the plan. Like, if this guy his pitch count is totally in check and he's just shutting this team down, you're gonna just go, well, that's our plan, so we're yanking him. There's got to be flexibility in there. There has to be.
Yeah.
You can't be that black and white and just go, I don't care what's happening. He's coming out after 4 or 5 or whatever their plan is.
Yeah. Well, and I don't blame Justin for not detailing that part of it too. Because then if you say, oh, well, I'll tell you what, though, it changes if, he's got a one-hitter or whatever.
It has to,
going.
though, right?
It has to, but you can't verbalize that and then all of a sudden tell people, hey, this is what we're going to do. Because I think, especially if somebody had a no-hitter, every one of those other pitchers would be rooting for him.
Yeah, they're going to be. Why would you don't even think about pulling that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not coming in. I would protest. If I were to come in from the bullpen and be like, no, I'm not going in.
Yeah.
You got to let him finish this. And look, what if the first one, it kind of bums me out that it's Bryce Miller again, because he just came off a gem, 8 innings. And what if he goes out there and he's just dealing again?
And he's been phenomenal since he came back from the injury. I thought Justin did a really good job, though, of explaining it the next 3 times through the rotation.
Yeah.
Each one of, just the way because in the beginning it was like, whoa, what? We're gonna, how long?
Well, there are a lot of
possibilities
possibilities to it, saying everybody's involved. Okay, does that mean everybody's going to have somebody come in after them? Is it going to be Luis every 5th day up until the All-Star break? Is it going to be they left a little gray area there? But Logan, again, he was asked if the success we saw with Miller and Castillo in that scenario helped sell the rest of the rotation on that plan.
I guess. I mean, it works, or it seems like it has. Small sample size, but we got 6 really good starters. So if you have to face 2 of us in the same game, I think we like our chances. It's not always going to be perfect, but then you talk about different arm angles too, like a couple of shoot guys, low slot, some over the top guys. Me and Bryce. I think it's a tough look. So we'll see.
So, the question here, Lefko asks, of the 4 that will be paired up, which 2 are the best suited to pitch second? You have any feel for that whatsoever?
Castillo and Hancock.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because Castillo's been doing it. He's going to do it again Friday, pitch second. Hancock's come out of the bullpen. He's been that guy. He's more accustomed to that role. So, immediate answer to that question for me is Hancock and Castillo.
Mm.
What about you?
Well, I mean, that's the next 2 times, right? I mean, we're talking about they're going through it 3 times. And so Castillo, naturally. But what about the other 2? Is it Hancock and Kirby, or?
What do you mean? To pitch second?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to do it. So they're doing it 3 times. Right? So you already got the first one laid out. We know who that's going to be. So you got 2 more guys who are going to come out second.
Right.
So to me, if they're not going to repeat it with Castillo, it'd be Hancock and I don't know.
This would be a great text question, 866-979-3776. And, it could be based on, like, his personality.
Yeah, I'm just thinking demeanor. I'm thinking, they all have great stuff.
Yeah.
And they all have different, certainly, Kirby's a command guy or has been typically, and Gilbert we've seen get off to kind of rough starts and then completely lock it down. So is he better suited to start the game and get his rhythm rather than come out of the bullpen and maybe it's a rough start for an inning and that could be the difference in the game right there. So, maybe that you take that into account. So maybe I would say for the next two, maybe Hancock and Kirby, maybe. Hancock's the easy one to me.
Yeah.
Just because he's done it.
Right.
He's done it, and he's done it as recently as last season. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they figure it out and if they want somebody who two polar opposites. And you heard Logan talking about, arm slots and all that. Do they want somebody one that looks nothing like the one that just pitched and to just completely keep the team on their heels if they feel that that's going to be effective? Or
well, and I would be tempted to put Gilbert second because of the last two outings that he's started off rough. So maybe once the game gets going, whatever, and then maybe Wu because he just pretty much throws whatever Cal lays down.
Yeah.
So maybe they're the most suited for that, but I have no idea what they're looking for in that case. So this will be very interesting.
Meanwhile, the Mariners figuring out their pitching plan, but now they've got two more questions to deal with. We'll get into those coming up next with Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
It's Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton here, and honesty and integrity is what sets our sponsor, Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, apart from others. I've been working with Dr. Wagner for a couple of years now. He was really straight with me, Bob. My right knee needs to be replaced, and he's like, I can't help you, so you need to get a knee replacement. But not a lot of doctors will give it to you straight like that, actually turn away business. So after hearing me talk about it, you went and saw Dr. Wagner because of your hip, right?
Yeah, and luckily he took my business because he was able to take a look at my imaging that I had done over a number of years because it had been a problem for years, getting physical therapy on the hip, getting steroid injections, and I thought I was staring at surgery, and that was going to be the end result. But he looked at it and said, I can help you. I can help you. And he told me it doesn't fix everything because I had multiple issues, but he said it will go a long way, and he undersold it because it's 180. It's night and day from where it was.
That's the thing about Dr. Wagner. He under-promises and over-delivers. So whether it's a shoulder, a hip like Bob had, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
The best safety feature on any machine is a well-trained operator. With online, hands-on, in-class, and blended options, Levitt Training helps your team stay safe, certified, and confident on the job. Book your training today. Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber, the door store. And once again, we have two convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline, and our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville and online at franklumber.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub with exciting news. Our mid-year clearance event is on. You'll score big savings on all in-stock saltwater hot tubs and fabulous saunas. Plus, deep discounts on newly released floor model swim spas. These deals are incredible. But don't wait. Our mid-year clearance ends June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Totally rad and totally Snohomish PUD. Slash energy costs and upgrade your crib with rebates on windows, insulation, heat pumps, water heaters, smart thermostats, and so much more. Since 1980, Snohomish PUD has been stoked to help customers save energy and money. Discover rebates and no-cost energy tips at snowpud.com/rebates.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Those in the know wait all year for the return of the Copper River King Salmon, available now at Seastar Restaurant and Raw Bar. Caught in Alaska's legendary Copper River, this wild king salmon is the rarest and most sought after of the run. Chef Howie's team over there, they prepare it simply. Fire grilled, lightly seasoned, really allowing this remarkable fish to speak for itself. Available only when the daily catch allows, and when it's gone, it's gone. So make your reservation at Seastar before the season slips away.
What does baseball and Klein Jewelers have in common? Diamonds, of course. Hi, Andy Klein here. Sure, we love baseball, but we love diamonds even more. Why? Because our diamonds sparkle and last longer than 9 innings. Every diamond is hand-selected for maximum brilliance, quality, and value. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds also has a big selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, diamond and gemstone fashion jewelry, and one-of-a-kind custom designs. Swing for the fences and shine with Klein.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Mushy, soft fruit is no good, Dave. Can't have it. Can't.
You talk about random thoughts. I'm sitting here, it's quiet in the studio, and all of a sudden Bob starts talking about mushy fruit. I'm like, what?
It's a non-starter. I can't. I've got blueberries here, and I'm like picking every other one out because it's like a soft little bag of liquid. I'm throwing it in the trash.
Yeah.
But think about it. What fruit is good that's mushy? You don't want a mushy, soft banana, or certainly not an apple. Ugh. That's got to be crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better or worse than the Phoenix blueberries? The ones you have right now.
Oh, these are better. Those were trash.
Yeah.
Those were awful.
Bad blueberries down in Phoenix.
Oof. You didn't even power those down.
I tried. I really did.
know.
I love blueberries. And then a couple bites in, I had to throw them out.
You had to abort mission.
I have to say, guys, I might have eaten the mushy ones because I don't remember this at all.
they were not eaten.
Mushy blueberries.
They were still in the fridge. They did not get eaten. I think they got tossed. But there is no fruit that's good and mushy, right? I mean, apples, grapes, any kind of berries. You don't want mushy, soft.
No,
come on,
it's not good.
It's gross.
No good.
No good. Non-starter.
That's the thing. Like remember on Seinfeld, he was always like, "Hey, fruit's a gamble.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're going to get.
That's right.
You never know." Because he tried to take back some peaches, and remember the store owner was like, I'm not God. I don't. I don't water the.
That's when Jerry had to go in and try to buy Kramer's fruit for him, and he had that list of plantains. These look good. And, all right, hold it. You're not buying this for you.
Here we go. Raspberries. I like soft pears.
Yeah, they gotta. They can't be mushy though. It can't be.
Yeah, there's a
maybe
sweet
raspberry. I guess a raspberry that's a little different. You don't want a hard raspberry, but for the most part, most fruit, I would say, is not good when it's soft. Especially apple's probably the worst for me. You bite into an apple and it's like it fell on the ground or something and it's bruised and you're like, ugh.
Just get a knife, cut it out.
No good. No good. Meanwhile, we've been talking about this Mariner team that's trying to get back to health. You got two big pieces back last night with J.P. Crawford and Cal Raleigh, certainly. Unfortunately, before the game, Randy Rosarena got put on the 10-day IL with that left hamstring injury, so he's going to be out for a little bit. Luke Raley, we saw the lineup come out, and they hadn't said anything about Luke at the time. So we're going, why in the world against a righty would you have Luke Raley on the bench and Rob Refsnyder in the lineup as your DH? Well, we found out that Luke's got some back tightness.
Well, also, Raley's played first base, too, and they put Mastrobuoni there, right?
Yeah, so we were all
wondering about
when
that.
It came out, we were just like, this doesn't make any sense. Something's got to be going on, and certainly there was something going on because he's not in the lineup tonight either, and he's dealing with some back tightness. Again, he was walking around fine, Dave. And then Josh Naylor had some right wrist soreness. I feel like he's beat up. I feel like he's got the wrist. He fouled the ball off his shin. He had the tight back. Remember, he hit the home run and immediately went into the dugout and had the massage gun on his back, and then he was out for the rest of the game. So I feel like he's probably got multiple things going on, but the wrist is what's keeping him out right now.
Yeah, that one bothered me because I'm like, okay, yeah, I saw the ball, the foul tip off his shin, and okay, as long as it's that. No, it's not that. It's also a wrist.
Yeah.
And for a really long time, I thought, he was going through the histrionics of, oh, man, my leg's killing me. I thought, well, maybe he's trying to deke him a little bit so, they think he's not going to steal a base or whatever. I don't know. There might have been somebody on first anyway, but that one bothers me because it's like, oh yeah, we all clearly saw that, it's his shin. No, it's his wrist. We didn't even know about that. So now it's two things, and but you got Cal back, you're starting to get healthier, so got JP back. So, and that's really what I think every Mariner fan is waiting for, is to get everybody healthy.
Yeah, and see what this lineup truly looks like, and see who when everybody's, including Donovan, where is he playing? Is JP entrenched at third? Is it going to be, Donovan plays there sometimes? He's going to be a utility guy. I don't know how they're going to approach it. But game one for JP, I was anxious to see. He didn't have a ball hit to him forever. He had a pop-up that he caught, which is okay.
Yeah.
He didn't have to make a play, so to speak. Right. But his first play, short hop, throw it for. I mean, he fielded it great. Second one was also short hop, but elected to hang on to the ball, which I think in that moment was the smart move. But Dan Wilson, after the game, talking about his feelings about JP at third.
I thought JP looked outstanding, and even eating that ball in the ninth inning, probably a good idea. I thought he had really good wherewithal. With all the plays that he had down there, he caught the pop up. He had a couple plays, and I thought the one where he had to come in and kind of make the short hop play was JP's never going to have any trouble with that. He's got the great hands, he's got it all, and I thought the throws were strong. So, for a first time, I thought it looked really, really, really good tonight.
Yeah, the other funny thing Logan said last night is he didn't realize JP was at third until before the game they throw it around the horn, then you throw the ball back to the pitcher to start.
Yeah.
He said when he threw him the ball, he's like, whoa, what are you doing over there? He was totally unaware that he was playing third base. So that's how dialed in he is.
I was going to say, yeah, that's a pitcher for you.
But. Yeah, and then one more, Dan, just talking about how he thought Mastrobuoni looked playing first base.
Obviously, Mastro not getting a lot of reps at first base, but I thought he did a really nice job. It's not an easy position to play, and he handled it very well.
Yeah, I thought they both looked good, and the opportunity again. JP didn't have a ton of action down there. We'll see how things go tonight. I was curious to see when somebody just rips one down the line. How does he look? If he's got to dive for the ball, if he's got to, dive, hop up to his feet, make that quick transfer, and fire the ball from third. What does that look like?
Yeah,
we haven't seen that. He didn't have a ton of testing last night, if you will. So, but in the moments that the ball was hit to him, thought he looked good. I thought Mastrobuoni looked good as well. So, and then Crawford again at the plate just looked like JP. Came up with a base hit, worked 2 walks. It's just what he does.
Yeah.
So good to have him back there. Meanwhile, What will be the biggest change for Charles Cross heading into this season? We're going to ask him about that and a whole bunch more. You're going to hear that conversation coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's Refractive Lens Exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO, ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and Cruising Into Summer is back at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and so are some of the biggest acts in entertainment. Bingo Loco taking over Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel on Saturday, May 30th. Think bingo, but with DJs, dance-offs, prizes, and a full-on party vibe. Then master mentalist Colin Cloud brings his hit show, Colin Cloud Mastermind, to the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel Ballroom Saturday, June 13th. You won't believe your eyes. Tickets on sale now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Spring has sprung. Need color to brighten up your yard or privacy trees to keep your neighbors guessing? Now is the time to buy. With hundreds of trees arriving in the nursery daily, Big Trees has the perfect tree for you. Check out our updated inventory list online at bigtreesupply.com or come visit the nursery today.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Ask your Bryant dealer to maintain your current system or install an energy-efficient Evolution system. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. Whatever it takes.
Pests and poor installation have something in common. One call to Eastside Exterminators takes care of both. For more than 50 years, families across Western Washington have trusted Eastside Exterminators to eliminate pests for good and protect homes from crawl space to attic. With dedicated installation services and the state's only smart pest detection technology. From Everett to Federal Way, one call handles it all. 425-482-2271 or visit EastsideExterminators.com. Eastside Exterminators, family first pest control.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I think it's really important for salespeople to hold each other accountable. In particular, like more seasoned salespeople, guys that we've had around now. One of the deals we have that is kind of a unique of the Lee Johnson Auto family is we have really long tenured employees. I mean, long-term people.
The LJ way.
And we tell them when we're interviewing, we're looking for someone who wants a home. Someone that's career-oriented, because we do have upward mobility. So you get longer-term employees here, and the longer term they are, the more they're empowered to hold their peers accountable, right? In my eyes, it's just a reflection of the people that we've put in place around them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Get ready for soccer's biggest stage. Join Dick's Sporting Goods for a pep rally at Northgate Mall June 19th, featuring a live DJ, activities, and more. Bring the energy and rep the red, white, and blue before kickoff. Dick's Dick's Sporting Goods at Northgate Mall, 9 a.m. to noon.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners looking to win their series tonight when they send George Kirby to the hill in Game 2 of their 3-game series with the Baltimore Orioles. He goes off against Kyle Bradish going for the O's. You can catch it all starting at 5:30 here with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch, Seattle Sports on 710. One final on the day. The Giants take out the Braves in Atlanta 7-2. Games going on right now. The Rays trailing the Dodgers in L.A. 5-4. That one in the top of the 9th inning. Meanwhile, bottom of the 8th in Arizona, Diamondbacks hammering the Angels 8-1. The score in that one. Couple of other finals. The Mets take out the Reds 9-1. It was the Royals over the Nationals 6-2. Marlins over the Phillies 12-4. Astros beat the Tigers 4-2, and it was the Cardinals falling to the Padres in St. Louis 6-1.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Wyman and Bob with you, and with a special guest in studio with us, a guy that we don't spend a lot of time talking about him, which when we go O-line, that's a good thing, right? It feels like the only time you talk about O-line is if you feel like somebody messed up, but I don't know if this guy ever messes up. Charles Cross is with us. How are you, man?
I'm well. How about y'all?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Does that feel like the case? People don't mention your name unless they feel like you messed up a play?
I feel like it's pretty accurate. You miss a block here and there. Everyone sees it. You do your job. It's just unsung hero. Just each and every play.
Yeah, it's funny because that's the one position group that people don't know what they're talking about. When they watch offensive line, they'll, that guy maybe that wasn't, one guy might have slid the wrong way or whatever, but it seems like you guys, it's kind of I always say that offensive linemen are tight because they're bonded by misery. You only, like you said, you get called out when, do you ever listen to any of that kind of noise?
No, I don't. I feel like for me, it's just noise, like you said. Each and every week, just trying to prepare and be able to be my best version for the team, understand the game plan, and be able to execute that. Like, that's my goal every week.
Yeah. Hey, just as far, and I know it's fresh out here. You guys haven't gotten into it, so to speak, yet. But do you have a sense of what the new offensive coordinator is going to be like? What the new offense how different, if at all, it may be?
I feel like it's similar to last year's offense. Different in some areas, but pretty consistent from last year. Just continuing to get better, make improvements, and really just execute each play.
Yeah, well, and you guys have the same offensive line coach coming back, and I know that, I think for Anthony Bradford, it's the first time where he's had the same coach 2 years in a row. You guys have John Benton. How big is that having him come back and having the same coach year after year?
I feel like it's a big deal. Just having a consistent message in our room, hearing the same thing, and really honing in on the coaching points that he has and continue to execute it. Yeah. I feel like it's a big role for us as O-line.
So this is your 5th year.
Going into my 5th year.
Going into your 5th year. So do you feel like a grizzled old veteran now? You know how to handle your body in the off season, nutrition, all the. I mean, are there things now you look at and go, man, I wish I knew this as a rookie?
I feel a lot more prepared. Just knowing what to expect, knowing how to prepare my body, get ready mentally, and really just creating a routine for myself.
Hey, tell us about your relationship. I was just talking about John Benton, because he looks like he might be mean, you know. But I actually, you know, got introduced to him this year, and his face like totally changed, and I was like, oh wow, he seems like a really nice guy. But
it'd be different if you were playing for him.
Yeah, that's probably true. But yeah, what tell us about him and just you know where he ranks as far as, you know, coaches go.
I feel like he's a great coach. He's able to put us in a position of success, but also help us understand and be relatable as a group. Just getting everyone on the same page. We gonna work when it's time. We're gonna work when it's time to work. We also enjoy each other's company. So I feel like it's a good balance of both. Yeah. I feel like JB has been one of the best offensive line coaches I've had since I've been in the league, for real.
Does it feel like you had much time off at all? Because you guys obviously played all the way till the last game of the season. You're the champs. Very short off season when that happens. Were you able to get away and go celebrate and get some vacation in, or did you get right back to work?
I took some time off, went on vacation, spent some time with some family, and then got back to work. It was a lot shorter than it's been in the previous year. So just being able to be ready to come back in and work.
Hey, so you're a family guy. You have a strong family. How many people came to the Super Bowl?
Like 10.
10.
Like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mom, dad, brothers,
my brother, my sister, my niece, my nephew, my coaches.
High school coaches?
Yeah, my high school coach.
Oh, that's cool.
Man, it was so many people, man.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good to see them after the game. I feel like that was like a great moment for me, something I'll never forget.
Yeah. Of course, you have to pay for all the tickets, right?
But it's a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, I'm sure it was no big deal in that case. But just looking at the length of the season, playing that many games, how'd you feel compared to previous? Did you feel like, man, my body's beat up, or did you feel pretty fresh? How'd you feel at the end of it all?
I feel like, it's a long season. Each season is long. People have injuries and nicks with their body, so just being able to be available on Sundays to play your best football. So I feel like it's just something that comes with the game. So just being available each and every week.
Hey, tell us about your kind of connection with Gray Zabel. You guys have a lot in common. Both drafted in the first round, playing next to each other. How did that? He seems like a very mature guy. You know, like he came in and felt like he was a veteran right away. But how was that? Tell us about that relationship.
Man, there's so much I can say about Gray. Just the way he shows up each and every day and goes to work. Just how reliable, accountable he is. I feel like he came in as a rookie, but he played like a vet. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he helped us, get to the point where we were able to win the Super Bowl and able to play at a high level each and every week. And I feel like just continue to raise the standard in the room.
Yeah.
Are you a guy that'll pull a young guy aside, say, hey, man, you should try this or you should do this? Or do you wait for them to approach you and ask you questions as a veteran?
It depends on their personality because everyone's a little different. But young guys know, anything they need help with, I'm willing to help them, just to help them improve the game because, just continue to develop each and every one in the room to play at a high level.
Yeah. Hey, this D-line that you guys are going up against every day, I mean, it's one of the best in the NFL. How much does that help you, and who of that group gives you the most trouble?
Oh, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Practicing against these guys every day, they're probably the best team that I've seen, from last season to probably this upcoming season.
Yeah.
Just so many different guys that play with such great talent and so special. From Chenna to Leo to D Hall to Jay Reed to Murph, and then the second group that comes behind them, they're able to play at a high level also. So that's special to have in the NFL. So tough to practice against them each and every day.
Yeah, is there an offensive line? I was looking at Mason Richmond, watching him. He just looks different, just because that second year jump that you get. First of all, did you really notice that in your second year that it was light years ahead of where you were as a rookie, or was it kind of more of a gradual getting used to the game?
I feel like for me, from my rookie year to my second year, the game slowed down a lot for me. Yeah. Just being able to like understand what we're trying to get done, understanding the game plan and being able to execute it. So just continuing to like have a better understanding each and every week and build on it from my first year to my second year.
Okay. How long did it take before it really sunk in you're a Super Bowl champion? I mean, I'm sure you probably dreamt of it as a kid, a young guy coming up. I don't know if it was all the way back to Pee Wee football or what have you, but obviously a dream for every football player. Did it match the way you had it in your head?
I mean, it definitely did. It definitely did. Just seeing the confetti fall, being in the moment, being with my teammates. I feel like that was the coolest thing. Just how much hard work and effort we put in at the beginning of the season, and seeing all of it pay off. And to be able to win a Super Bowl as a group, that's so special.
Did that phone blow up? People you hadn't talked to in years?
I kept my phone do not disturb.
Smart move.
Yeah. Hey, what do you notice about the practices out here this year? Because, I know Mike has like his messaging, like he said, what was it, run it forward, I think he was saying, instead of run it back, and that kind of stuff. It just seems like they're super intense practices and that you guys are really getting a lot done out there. Does it feel different?
I feel like it's pretty consistent last year. Like, I feel like with Coach Mike, like, we're going to come in and work each and every day. When it's time to practice, we're going to practice. We're going to be loose and focused, and we're going to have fun with it. So I feel like this is how he imagined it, and we just bring it to life.
Yeah. How do you keep the edge? How do you keep, when you're chasing a trophy, that's always the goal, right? You haven't reached it yet, and you got that intensity. I got to get that. I got to get it. You guys got it. So I think the fear, like with fans, is like, oh, I hope they don't get comfortable now. Now they're champs. Hopefully they're not going to relax. How do you keep that intensity of that edge of chasing something that you've already achieved?
It's a new season. We got to climb the mountain all over again. Like last year, we was able to win a Super Bowl last year, and that's a great accomplishment, but that doesn't dictate this year. We have to put in the same amount of effort to get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but about this, but somehow the Rams became the best team in the NFL during the offseason. And I don't know why everybody's talking about the Rams, and it pissing me off a little bit. But yeah, so do you have a rivalry? Like, have you developed kind of like, is there a team that, you feel like it's obviously somebody in the NFC West, but are the Rams like your big rival, or is it the Niners, or what do you think?
For me, like, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. Like, I want to win each week. Like, it's the NFL. Like, I just want to win each week. Like, that's the goal for me. It doesn't matter, like, if it's the Rams, it's the 49ers. Like, I just want to be able to win each week.
Yeah. Do you pay attention to what they're doing? Like, oh, they signed this guy. Oh, they signed this guy. Are you following any of that?
Nah, not at all. I see it sometimes, but I don't really follow it. For me, like, I'm just focusing on how can I help my team, how can I improve my play, and really just focus on myself and the team.
When you get ready for an opponent, are there certain guys that are you like studying, individually, and who is somebody that's, I don't want to say hard, to block, but somebody that maybe gives you a little bit of a problem, like Jared Verse coming off the edge or somebody like that, or do you just look at, I know that there were some players when I played that were like, that's just number 72. That's all. I don't know anything about him or his, personality or anything like that. Is that how it is for you, or do you
For me, I study my opponent. I feel like this the NFL. Like, they here for a reason, so you gotta respect the fact that they're here. Yeah. So like just being the most prepared I can be for the guy I'm lining up against. It doesn't matter if they're the starter, if they're just a third down pass rusher. Like I'm preparing for everyone. Yeah.
Hey, who were your guys as a rookie? I was asking you if you pulled young guys aside and show them the right way to do things. Was there somebody that did that for you, or somebody you went to with a lot of questions?
So for me, my rookie year, it was Gabe Jackson, Austin Blythe. Who else was there? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Kyle Fuller, Damian Lewis. Those were the guys who I feel like really helped me, like, just be able to set structure for myself and create plans.
Did you ask a lot of questions, or did you just kind of observe?
A combination of both. Just seeing like what they're doing and asking why they're doing it. So just having an understanding of what's going on for real.
Who do you hang out with the most on the team? I know you offensive linemen. I was always jealous of offensive linemen because you guys were such a tight group on every team that I was on. Is that kind of
the O-line for sure? I would say outside the O-line room, I would probably say probably tight ends.
The tight ends?
Yeah.
It's a good group of guys. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we know you got meetings to get to. We appreciate you taking some time with us, man. We can't wait to see the team looking at it as a champion this season, see how this team responds. It's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of hype behind it. So congrats. We haven't had a chance to speak to you since the Super Bowl, so congrats on that, and we look forward to seeing you out there.
Likewise. Appreciate y'all.
There you go. There's Charles Cross, your left tackle for your Seattle Seahawks, a guy that we don't talk a lot about, which, like we said in the beginning of the interview, probably good, right?
Yeah, not a bad thing.
I mean, you got some stability at left tackle. He's been the guy. You drafted him. They signed him to an extension. That's a crucial position, obviously, when you've got a right-handed quarterback protecting his blind side, and there's not a lot of fanfare about him.
Well, the other thing is they've done a really good job. Okay, so that's three guys that we've heard from, and I'm sure that Zabel and Sundell are the same, but three guys on the offensive line that don't really give a crap about what people think about them, right? And even, Abe Lucas was talking about, he goes, hey, I like talking about things that I don't know anything about, and I don't know everything about certain details, and I'll still talk about it and comment about it. So, that nobody's raw, nobody is, worried about what's going on, what's being said on social media, and Anthony Bradford soaks it up and takes it in, even though a lot of it is very, hurtful.
So he kind of laughed at it. Bradford did. Yeah. So there were some funny things on there.
Yeah, he thought some of it was funny.
Do we not give enough credit to the Seahawks for what they've done at left tackle? You had Russell Okung for a number of years, and certainly Walter Jones is going to be the standard. But in recent memory, in the Schneider, Carroll, Schneider, McDonald era, it's been Russell Okung. Then you had Dwayne Brown. Awesome acquisition.
Another midseason.
Yeah, another guy that, wasn't a super young guy, but became just a pillar there. And then Charles Cross. It's been pretty seamless.
What's funny is last year, pretty sure it was last year, there was a lot of criticism of John Schneider's, not criticism, but you guys have not really hit on offensive linemen. And that was just, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And now all of a sudden, you draft a guard in the first round, and you get a guy like Abe Lucas, Charles Cross, a first rounder. So, and now all of a sudden, he's getting lots of.
You won a Super Bowl with that line.
Yeah,
I mean, again, it's much like a rotation, and we say it all the time. A 1 through 5, how many are gonna be just rock solid 1 through 5? You're gonna have a spot where you go, our fifth starter is not great, but hopefully you can keep us in the game. Yeah, maybe you look at Bradford that way, but you won a Super Bowl with that guy. And again, I'm going to defer to Mike McDonald every time. You tell him if he's starting, that's because he's your best option. That's because he gives you the best chance to win amongst anybody else who could play that position who's on that roster. The end. And I think fans lose sight of that sometimes. Like, what? This guy stinks. Why are they running him out there? Because he's the best guy for the job. Well, doesn't mean there's not somebody better out there, and maybe they could go
in the NFL.
Right. But on that team, of every guy they've got in camp, every guy they draft, he's coming out on top for a reason. And Mike McDonald, I don't think plays favorites with anybody. I think if he sees a weakness in a position, he's making a change. Yeah, that's what we've learned in a very short amount of time with him.
Yeah. So that's. I think it's more of a testament to the fact that people really love to complain about the offensive line. And according to Abe Lucas, he complains about things that he doesn't fully understand as well. I thought that was so interesting for him to say that. But yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, quietly, and then, during the season, because for every one of those bad plays you see from Anthony Bradford, there's 5 where he crushes it. So there's that. So you're taking some steps there, and there's a chance that all of a sudden, he comes back more focused, maybe in better shape, whatever. But But then, Sundell is a guy that Mike McDonald at the end of the year said 100% he was the least appreciated, most under the radar.
I'd say that's true. I didn't really.
Yeah.
I've always looked at him as like, he's serviceable. He's filling that spot. He's not a Pro Bowler, but he's.
Yeah.
I obviously am underselling him.
Well, I remember talking to Dave Pearson about it, and I think, the main reason why they loved him early on is how smart he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a super, and that's what you need at center to make all the calls and everything. So, so you got that endorsement from Mike, and then, like you said, sort of the silent endorsement that they're starting Anthony Bradford. He's a Super Bowl champion. So, yeah, and then you get the other three that are, first, second, third. What was Abe Lucas?
He was a
third or fourth?
If only there was a way, Dave.
Yeah.
If only there were a way.
Let me know. But, yeah, I think, you get 2 first-rounders in there, and, that works out great. They've done a good job.
Third rounder.
Okay, third.
72nd overall pick.
Yeah. And he started his rookie year and played really well.
Well, and the beauty with him is we were always worried about his availability.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that I blame Pete, not like he was being malicious, just the way he speaks.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of made it, he said something about managing the injury, like
it was chronic.
Implying this is just going to be something we have to deal with.
Right.
That we're going to have to manage this. And it made it feel like, because he had missed some time, then he was available, then he missed more time. You're like, oh my goodness, is this going to be who's the other guy they brought in from Alabama? Jesse Williams? Is that who it was?
Defensive tackle?
Yeah, had the knee.
Yeah.
Everybody loved his ability, but he had that chronic knee. I think they spent a 5th rounder or something on him.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. Just couldn't get it right. And you're feeling like, oh man, is it going to be something like that? This guy's been healthy. They signed him to an extension.
Mm-hmm.
So you got your corners, you got your bookends locked down, and you got a rookie who didn't play like a rookie in Gray Zabel. And Sundell, again, maybe I'm not giving him enough credit for how good he is. And then Anthony Bradford, again, maybe they replace him. Maybe he's not on the team beyond this year. I mean, he's in the final year of his deal, and he's
well, you brought up many times, it's a prove-it deal for him. I mean, this is the time where everything needs to come together if you want to get paid going forward. So,
don't you imagine his agent is talking to him and people around him like, look, dude, it may not be with the Seahawks. You're playing for your next year, for your next contract. It could be you want to put great tape out there and have all these. If the Seahawks don't want you, you want a line of teams that want you, because O-linemen are at a premium. I mean,
hard to find.
He could get paid a lot of money somewhere if he has a representative. He doesn't have to even be a Pro Bowler, and he could make a truckload of money.
Well, and it's also challenging just in general if you look at some of the offenses that are being run in the college ranks. That, I remember when we were talking about an Oregon offensive lineman that, like, he'd never gotten a 3-point stance the entire year or something playing at Oregon. So, yeah, it's hard to just get offensive linemen in general. It's an uphill battle, and I think the narrative is kind of changing for John Schneider, because that was maybe the criticism, And remember, John, he gave us some kind of smart-ass reply like, oh, really? You think I should draft offensive linemen? Or why don't I just go out to the offensive lineman tree and pick one? So they're harder to find.
The best scenario would be a light switch comes on for Anthony Bradford, because he's got all of the physical tools. Maybe he's not as fast as you want him to be in certain situations. He's so big and powerful that if that light just turned on where he was just Mr. Consistency and he was just a savage on every play, what kind of money is he looking at? What kind of career? What kind of player could he be?
Yeah,
if he was that guy all the time. Nobody's going to have a perfect game, but more so than he's been. That's been the knock on him.
I just like that if he saw me looking on my phone at some of his low-light films, that he wouldn't crush me.
No, he'd laugh. He'd go,
would laugh.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah, I'm not the passing out one. That's always good.
Here's where it looks like I passed out. Yeah.
Arms never came up.
I appreciate that about him, that he was
totally
had a sense of humor about it. So hopefully this is a year where he just comes in where it's undeniable. Look, he looks different. His mentality, his approach, whatever's been missing, whatever's kept him from being consistent, he's addressed, because this is the prove-it year. Meanwhile, Justin Hollander has a timeline for when Kade Anderson will make his Major League debut. We'll get into that coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
0-1
the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line, driving to left center field, falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now, Harley Exteriors. And I recently sat down with them, and they're such good people, and I was so excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with on window and door replacements. And Harley Exteriors right now has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio door or entry door, 12-month and 18-month, no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on your new project, I don't know what is. So schedule a consultation just like I did. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through June 30th.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents Wisdom from the Road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Need a lift? Levitt Machinery is now your authorized JCB dealer in Washington and Oregon. From telehandlers to track and wheel loaders to excavators. JCB equipment is built to work as hard as you do. Whether you buy, rent, or lease, Levitt Machinery is here to support you. With expert service and local parts in stock, LevittMachinery.com. Talk to Levitt Machinery today. Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
You think Elway tops that list?
Yeah, John Elway had a pretty strong... you ever hear about the Elway cross?
Yeah, from the point of the ball.
The seam of the ball, and the receivers like Ken Marjoram would, get bruises because he threw the ball so hard.
You always talk about the time where they said, "Look, I'm gonna buzz the tower on Wyman
Buzz my
here."
tower in practice. Yeah,
and all you heard was a.
Yeah, and then I turn around and everybody's laughing because I really didn't have any idea what was going on.
You thought there was a fly around
I
there.
was playing like scout team or whatever, running the opponent's defense, and I guess he told everyone in the huddle, like, "Hey, watch, I'm going to buzz Wyman's tower." So yeah, I drop back in my zone, turn around, all of a sudden something goes past my ear hole, and then everybody starts laughing.
Did you even see the ball? Or you just heard it?
No. So yeah, he and then he threw me an interception one time. I was in my
Hawks?
hook zone, yeah, and it bounced right off my hands.
He threw it too hard.
He threw it too hard. It's like, hey, can you take a little velocity off of that?
Well, we're talking. There's somebody tweeted out a list that was made, top 10 strongest arms ever. I just retweeted it if you guys want to see it. But they have 1 through 10. John Elway, number 1. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Randall Cunningham, Justin Herbert, Michael Vick.
Yeah,
according to this list, and most of the responses are, "Hey, where's Jeff George?" Which I know he's kind of
I don't remember that
punchline. He did have a cannon arm. I do remember that.
Here's what I remember, and we talked about this during the break. But anyway, I'll bore you. Michael Vick. I loved watching the ball come out of his hand. I thought he had the most beautiful throwing motion and tight spiral and everything. But by the way, Elway, he got drafted by the Yankees.
Yeah. Was he a third baseman, or was he?
He was a right fielder.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, and at Stanford, he would every once in a while bobble a ball like on purpose to try to get the guy to take second, and then just
throw a missile to second.
People got wise to that after a while, but we used to go to Sunken Diamond, is what it was called, and watch Elway play baseball. I remember between my freshman and sophomore year. So, yeah. Pretty strong arm, but I just think, guys now are getting bigger and stronger and throwing the ball harder and everything. So it just seemed like there was an inordinate number of older guys in that list where you could say maybe there's some guys that have more velo than those guys do. But
yeah, well, check out the list. See if you agree, disagree, who's missing, what have you. I tweeted it out there at Bob Stelton on Twitter. Meanwhile, we were talking a lot about this pitching staff with the Mariners, the rotation, the bullpen, and we talked about Kade Anderson, who is just dominating at Double-A. Just it seems almost unfair. He's got a 1.13 ERA. He's got Yeah, I'll have to pull up his stats again, but he's literally got 7 walks in 11 starts. I think he's got 80 strikeouts.
Yeah, it was in the 80s. And
it's absurd.
It is absurd. And, listening to John Paul Morosi talk about it, he's like, look, these stats that he's putting up right now are undeniable.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say, oh, it's this, league or whatever. Where is he pitching in?
Double-A.
Double-A. I mean, you can't really make that excuse. And for pitchers, when you see the velo and all the location and everything and the way he's, keeping walks to a minimum, it's like at any level, this guy's ready to come up.
Yeah, and we had 2 sort of opposite takes on it. We played a cut from John Morosi, who made his case as to why he would not put him in the bullpen early anyway. And then you had Jeff Passan, who was sort of making the case that they should bring him up and put him in the bullpen. And Charlie Furbush was in here listening to that, and he agreed with Morosi, his plan or his rationale, saying, you're going to impede his development because, the innings, they're stretching him out. You want to get this number of innings so that next year, that number is not so short that he's going to go, well, we got to shut him down. He's gone past his innings mark. He hasn't been developed beyond that.
Yeah.
So if you bring him up here and he sits in the bullpen and he's going every couple of days and he's only going an inning or 2, he's not going to accumulate the innings to work up to that.
I guess they maybe make the case for that. Doesn't everybody have to up their,
the young guys are all developing,
yeah.
But he's doing it as a starter right now. So if he gets called up here, all of a sudden he's not going presumably 6, 7, 8 innings every 5th day. He might go 2 innings every 3 days or something like that.
Well, and Charlie made the point yesterday, too. I never thought of it, but, that you can always go into the bullpen and, throw with velocity and get those pitch numbers up so that the totals are more. So I thought something I had never thought of. That's why we have Charlie on.
Yeah, that's right. For things we don't think of.
Yeah.
Justin Hollander was talking about this and talking about the possibility of seeing Anderson and Ryan Sloan pitching for the Mariners this season.
I do think that they both have a chance to pitch for us later in the summer. Right now, I think Cade's at something like 60 innings on the season. Calling them up now to pitch out of a bullpen. Obviously, we already have 6 starters. I've joked with our starters. We call them both up and go to an 8-man piggyback just to see what it would look like. But calling them both up now, I think, and putting them in a bullpen or a shortened role or sort of a fireman role would really inhibit their development long term. You're talking about capping their innings at something like 80 or 90 for the year if we did that, based on how many innings they're likely to pitch out of a bullpen. And that really affects their ability to jump off of a platform for next year and not be shortened into like a 4 or 5 month season next year. I think our plan is to let them pitch for as long as we can in Double-A. If we got to the end of the year and we needed help with the major league team coming down the stretch and hopefully the playoffs, I think they both would be considerations for that.
So he's basically echoed exactly what John Morosi said.
Yeah.
They don't want to impede that development, that progress towards next year, because again, they're going from starters down there, pitching every 5th day, come up here. There is no real schedule to when they'll pitch or how long they'll pitch. Are you going to use them in long relief? Are you going to? That's kind of what Passan proposed. And I remember as we were listening to it, Charlie was sitting there listening on, kind of wrinkling his nose, like, what? So, yeah, it sounds like Hollander is on the same page, obviously, as what Morosi was saying. He was asked how long it takes to prepare a starting pitching prospect to pitch as a reliever.
It just depends on the guy and how they take to it. I wasn't here when we did it with Edwin Diaz. It was the year before I got here. I think he took to it in about 2 days. And it was like roughly 10 days, 2 weeks, and he was here in Seattle. We tried it with Logan Evans a couple years ago, and we tried it for over a month, and it never really took for him. It was really hard for him to get used to the routines. He'd never done it before. His stuff didn't change. We tried it in Anaheim with Garrett Richards when I was there, thinking that, he's sitting on 97, 98 as the starter. What's he going to sit on as a reliever? And he was like 96, 97 as a reliever. Like, nothing changed for him when we did that. So it's unique to everybody. I think 3 weeks is kind of the rough time frame that you'd want to be able to start sort of backing someone down and then letting them pitch, twice a week and then every 3rd day and doing it like that. So when it comes to that point, we'll spend some time making sure that we adjust their workload and get them used to it. But we're a long way away from that with both those guys. I do think that if we had multiple starting pitcher injuries, they both put themselves in a position to at least be a consideration right now.
The more I hear from Justin Hollander, the more faith I have in him. He just the way he verbalizes everything, he's done such a fantastic job. So him and Jerry together, but just amazing the the riches that they have in pitching.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's nice to know that, and we don't know contractually what's going to go on with the 4 young guys, or now 5 young guys when you throw Hancock into this mix, with Miller and Wu and Kirby and Logan and Hancock. What are their futures? Are they all going to be here? No, they're not. They're not going to be able to re-sign all those guys, assuming they all stay healthy and productive. So it's nice to know, all right, if we're only able to sign 2 to an extension or whatever their limits are financially, that you've got these 2 young guys and ready to go almost, like especially Kade Anderson, who you look at just the numbers he's putting up, and it just is ridiculous.
What was he drafted? Was he like number 4 overall or 5 or something? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Number 3 overall?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and then, played at LSU, which is like a lot of people say that's like playing in Major League Baseball, basically, one level or another. So, yeah, they're great program there. So yeah, that's it's amazing what they've done with. He jokes about having the 8-man rotation or whatever, but really, I mean, the way that they're talking about Ryan Sloan and Kade Anderson is that they actually could be considered, but you want to take your time, and especially now they have the luxury to be able to take that time because you already got too many starting pitchers here at this level.
Yeah, it's cool to see though. It's fun to see. What they're doing at this point, how just dominant some guys are, and again, you keep it in perspective. It's Double-A, and often some of your best prospects are there. The Triple-A is not always the best of the best at that point. Certainly you have guys coming back that are on rehab assignments, but you got a lot of older players up there. A lot of your high level prospects are often in Double-A for other teams, so. Yeah, I hear people making the argument that that's harder to succeed there. I don't know. Charlie and those guys could answer that better than I could, but I've heard that argument. So just the fact that they're doing what they're doing is incredibly positive and gives you a little bit of a security blanket feeling if guys get hurt or guys move on. They trade somebody, what have you. You're like, well, we got these guys who feel like they're just on the cusp and ready to go. Meanwhile, injuries have certainly played a key role in the Mariners' season, but has it also better positioned the M's for the stretch run? We're going to dive into that in What If Wednesday. That's coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates. Exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, what if I told you a local credit union is giving members up to $30 per month just to make everyday purchases? It's Dave Wyman here, and when I heard about the offer from Harborstone Credit Union, I said, sign me up, and that's what I did at harborstone.com/cash. I'm not that tech savvy, but opening a checking account was really easy for me to figure out. If I can do it, you can do it, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PMW cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. My wife loves it when I get cash back on gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch. All categories count towards your cash back. And you can even tap to pay. I figured that out too. So if you live, work, or worship in the state of Washington, sign up for a membership with Harborstone Credit Union and get the PNW cashback free checking account. Open your free account just like I did at harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 29 branches across the Northwest. Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Dealing with divorce and custody issues can be terrifying and very lonely, but you don't need to face it alone. Goldberg Jones has been helping Northwest husbands and fathers for more than 30 years. Thousands of men have put their trust in us. You can too. Learn more at goldbergjones.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Your property is almost perfect.
if it wasn't for that troublesome tree or stump. Stop looking at it and mowing around it. P&D Tree Service will remove it for you. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, a small yard, or land clearing, P&D Tree will do it safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees and stumps away from homes, leaving a clean yard to enjoy. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever seen a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeService.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I am grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Do you know a woman making a difference in Seattle's sports and events community? Someone who leads with purpose, mentors others, champions inclusion, and inspires those around her to be their best? Why Seattle and Seattle Sports want to celebrate her. Nominations are now open for the 2026 Women of Inspiration Award, recognizing an outstanding woman whose impact is helping shape the future of sports and events in our region. Submit your nomination today at woiseattle.org. Nominations close July 10th.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms, so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
TimberTech Vintage Collection Decking. On sale now at Dunn Lumber.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub with exciting news. Our mid-year clearance event is on. You'll score big savings on all in-stock saltwater hot tubs and fabulous saunas. Plus, deep discounts on newly released floor model swim spas. These deals are incredible. But don't wait. Our mid-year clearance ends June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Are you a homeowner, 62 or older, and realize that your Social Security and other income may not carry you through your retirement years? Have you ever thought about a reverse mortgage? Hey, Brock Hewitt here from my friends at Tila Mortgage, a local company serving Washington residents for 30 years. And if you want to know how a reverse mortgage works or have questions like, are reverse mortgages safe? Will I still own my home? Or do I really have the option of not making monthly mortgage payments? Call Tila for a no-pressure conversation. They'll answer your questions with personalized recommendations and loan options that can safely help you improve your monthly cash flow, increase your available income, pay off debt, or make home improvements. Call Tila today. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you could trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Insurance and property taxes are borrower's responsibility. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
What? It's time for What If Wednesday.
Coach would have put me in fourth quarter. We'd have been state champions, no doubt.
Wyman and Bob rewrite the scripts of major moves and moments in sports every Wednesday afternoon. Now step into an alternative reality with Wyman and Bob.
What If Wednesday is presented by Mazda of Everett, where we ask the hypothetical question, usually at this time each and every week, because that's where, we'd be followed by the Professor John Clayton, the late, great John Clayton, who just refused to engage in any hypotheticals with us.
Or talk about jerseys.
That's right. Uniforms and hypotheticals just wouldn't answer. So we had to get
consult his data system. What do you call it? His data?
His database.
Database.
Yeah. And you talk about the goons at AT&T.
I go, yeah, because he couldn't figure out his internet or something. I go, did you, turn it off and back on? He goes, yeah, that's what the goons at AT&T told me.
Oh, yeah, it's so funny. So funny. So we did this before 4 o'clock in honor of him. But today's question, couple of questions. First of all, what if Bryce Miller wasn't hurt to start the season? Let's say he just came out healthy, came out of spring training, and he was this guy. He's just lighting it up, no issues. Where would Emerson Hancock be?
I don't know. I think he would be in the same place.
You think he'd be a starter? No, I don't. I think he would be either
maybe
AAA or he'd be in the bullpen.
Somebody else? I don't know. I mean, it's just been overwhelming. And like to quote JP about a different player, I mean, the stats are undeniable.
But coming into the season, though, there wasn't really a role for him. They weren't planning for 6 starters, and I don't think they had eyes on Hancock as let's see if he can crack the rotation. I think they felt like all these guys are healthy, ready to go. That's our 5, and that didn't include him. So
yeah, maybe it would have hampered like his ability to, because I'm all in on Bryce Miller for sure. So yeah, and the only thing, I mean, last year, because 2 years ago, right, he was sub-3 ERA, or
Miller and Wu both were, yeah.
Yeah. And then last year is where he had injuries.
Bunch of injuries,
didn't really know what was going on and everything, and now he's, starts off with the injury. So, yeah, I mean, maybe they'd be in a bigger mess than we would have for piggybackers, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's. I think he would have started the season in the minors. I don't think there was a role for him unless they were looking at him as a guy that could be long relief in the bullpen or something along those lines. But
yeah,
there was no role for him here. So, and I think that was their plan when they called him up when Bryce was hurt. Like, hey, we've seen him in this role. He can give us 5 and 3, 6 and 3, and then keep us in a game. And then when Bryce is ready to go, we're gonna, he'll send him back down, or we'll keep him in the pen, whatever. But yeah, I think his success obviously is what led to all of this, what we're doing now, the whole piggyback thing, because they couldn't make a case to take him out of the rotation. He was their best starter, most consistent starter. You just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, and then the other one, if Castillo had struggled, would there have been any alternative?
Yeah, Hancock.
Yeah. But, I mean, the way he started off the season, though, I mean, his first outing against the Yankees.
Yeah, looked great.
Got the quality start and everything. I think that really put them. I mean, I think that really sort of catapulted Castillo a little bit more in people's minds, in that, like, we're not going to even consider going to, putting him in the bullpen.
Yeah, there wasn't talk. I mean, he was your most durable starter last year.
Yeah.
He's the only guy that didn't miss starts. Everybody else took turns getting hurt in the rotation, and so he was coming off a season where he wasn't dominant. But he was good last year. He was a good pitcher. He wasn't, superstar, but he was good and he was durable. He made every start. Made that first start, you're thinking, all right, Castillo looks great. Hopefully everybody else can follow suit, and then his season went a different direction, certainly. But to answer this question here, if Castillo had struggled, would there have been any alternative? Well, answering the first question, if Bryce Miller weren't hurt, Emerson Hancock would have been the alternative there.
Mm-hmm.
And then his next question is, do you think it would have meant an early appearance for Kade Anderson? No.
Yeah.
Because it would have been Hancock. I don't think they'd – I think it's an emergency situation for Kade Anderson to be called up.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning of the season. He hadn't done any of what we're talking about now, so he certainly would not have been on a fast track to the big club.
I'm getting to see why the professor didn't like these kinds of scenarios here.
Why is that?
Well, because, I mean, the what ifs. I mean, Lefko, you've got my brain all twisted around here. What do you think? Because you asked these questions.
It's a fascinating conversation.
That's
the whole
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Yeah, well, that was my preface to the point. But I think that's why it is fascinating, because you don't see what Emerson Hancock can do. You're probably not in this piggyback situation. You don't really have a lot of options if the 5 starters start to struggle. It wouldn't be as easy to say, well, we can just do something else with them. And then if Hancock's already up and Castillo's struggling, is Anderson the guy coming up and then they piggyback, and do we even know the term piggyback? So there are a lot of things that could happen, and it's kind of crazy that it all happened because a guy that we were hoping you'd get a lot from in Bryce Miller, wasn't able to pitch to start the season.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's pretty incredible. We never weren't uttering the words piggyback. That's for sure.
No, so. Nobody was offering that as, hey, I wonder if they'll ever approach this. Do you think they'll ever consider the piggyback? I think that could be a great option for this team. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about?
No way. Well, and I remember early on, all of the complaints about going to a 6-man rotation. It's like, that's crazy. That means, your best pitcher, whether it was Miller at the time or Hancock, it's like we get one less outing from him.
Yeah.
And so every time you go through it. So that was kind of like a no-no so I don't know, maybe they've found the best way to handle it. I think the only thing is, I mean, these are great questions, honestly, but the fact that they've been able to handle it, the communication part of it, and that everybody is on board with it and everything, because pitchers are pitchers, right? They're very married to their routine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes up through the All-Star break, and then what kind of decision do they make then? Do they say, all right, we got to get back to a normal 5-man? Do we want to continue with this? Do we want to, I feel like they're just kind of buying portions of the season at a time. Like, here's what we're going to do for this time period.
Yeah.
And then here's this road trip. We're going to go 6-man. And now this part after the road trip up to the All-Star break, we're going to do this. And then after the All-Star break, you're going to have another press conference and talk about we're going to do this or something. Or, they're going to have to make some sort of announcement because they've only given you – they've set the deadline or set the limit, if you will. They just said through the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, okay, are you going to continue with it? Is it going to be a different process after the All-Star break? Well, depending on how this goes, that's going to determine a lot, obviously. So we'll see if they get back to something that's we're more accustomed to, or if they're like, hey, this has worked out, everybody's on board, we're going to keep going with this. Meanwhile, there's one reason why the Seahawks aren't getting the respect afforded to past Super Bowl champions. I'll tell you what that's about coming up next with Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line, driving to left center field, falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
Bigger food needs call for even bigger savings. Get more at Chef Store for your restaurant, food truck, or event with warehouse savings on food service essentials and grilling favorites. Plus, we're open to the public, no membership required. Visit Chef Store today.
We're kicking off a football frenzy that can net you up to $10,000 in cash. Don't stand on the sidelines. Get on the pitch and join the fun. Hourly hot seat drawings run every Saturday night from 7 p.m. till midnight in June and July. Take your shot at $10,000 every week. The field's wide open. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Get ready for soccer's biggest stage. Join Dick's Sporting Goods for a pep rally at Northgate Mall June 19th, featuring a live DJ, activities, and more. Bring the energy and rep the red, white, and blue before kickoff. Dick's Sporting Goods at Northgate Mall, 9 a.m. to noon.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686. 800-881-8686.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. You know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what? End up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners get game 1 into the win column in their series against the Baltimore Orioles last night. They're looking to win the series today when they send George Kirby to the hill in game 2. He faces off against Kyle Bradish, a game you'll hear right here starting at 5:30 with a pregame show. 6:40 first pitch. Seattle Sports on 710. Finals from earlier today. Mets hammer the Reds 9-1. It was the Nationals falling to the Royals 6-2. Marlins over the Phillies 12-4. Astros double up the Tigers 4-2. Padres take care of the Cardinals in St. Louis 6-1. Dodgers over the Rays 5-4, and the Angels fall to the Diamondbacks 8-1. The final in that one. Games going on right now. Just one is the Blue Jays and Red Sox just getting underway in that one. No score.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. You want to weigh in on the Seahawks, the Mariners, whatever's on your mind. World Cup. Dave will answer your questions on the World Cup. He's become an aficionado. He was actually commenting on it. He's like, look at this play. Look at this play. You're kind of slowly morphing into a soccer fan there, Dave.
Yeah, that makes me a soccer fan.
Kind of.
Well, it's always on. No, I think I have very much an appreciation for like the footwork and the
skill level and the endurance.
Yeah, I mean these guys are in great cardio shape.
Yeah, that's Incredible. A big field out there, or pitch, or whatever.
Yeah, it's called a field, Bob.
Is
I
it?
don't care.
Soccer field?
It's a pitch. Yeah, the other thing is the clock's going the wrong way.
Yeah, that's
it should be a countdown. It's much more dramatic.
Yeah.
And then the one thing I just cannot get over is the flopping and the acting when somebody just barely gets slapped in the face. And they're down and it's writhing in pain. And I'm like, that is just the opposite of what pro football is about.
Yeah.
And I was telling you guys the quote that John Elway, because we used to make fun of Shannon Sharp because he used to, a fair amount of soccerish type of behavior. On the field. And then I remember him and I talking about it, and John was like, yeah, I never wanted anybody to think that they got me.
Yeah.
So you act like it was no big deal.
Yeah.
So, and I was the same way. The only times I ever laid on the field was one when I dislocated my knee, and then when that same knee got blown out in my 8th year in the league. And, because I couldn't get up. So, yeah, that part of it is just, and it's almost like the more you act, the better it is, and that the fans like you more. Like, are you a good flopper?
Do soccer fans embrace that?
That's a good question. I don't.
Text it if you're a soccer fan listening right now, frustrated because we don't know soccer or the World Cup. Do you embrace that element of the game? Like, do you like somebody this guy's really good at flopping?
Yeah.
Like, is that
Like
a skill that's appreciated and coveted? Yeah. Because I think what makes it worse is seeing those moments in slow motion. When you see the actual contact that took place, and it's like they brushed elbows, and one guy just does a 360 and falls on the ground and is grabbing his ankle. And then, by the grace of God, he's up and he's playing again. He's healthy.
Do people, because I know that in certain sports, when somebody gets back up and they limp off the field, everybody cheers, whether you're home, whether it's your team or not, just the respect. So, yeah, I think
those are in sports that people aren't used to actually seeing people fall on the ground writhing in pain.
Yeah.
Baseball, somebody gets hurt, they get plunked with a pitch and they're down, the opposing fans will cheer. But, football certainly, I think, but.
There were some quarterbacks that people used to accuse Tom Brady of that he would throw his arms up.
Oh yeah, he was very demonstrative, trying to get the call in his favor. But just as a soccer fan, if you're dialed into this World Cup and you love soccer, is that, and I'm sure you probably heard about it from casual fans or non-fans, that they hate that element of the game. But as a fan, somebody that follows the sport, do you appreciate that? Do you like somebody who's really good at flopping that can draw a penalty or yellow card or whatever happens when those things go on? Do you like that, or is that something you look at and go, I don't love that element of the game?
Yeah, and you don't have to be nasty about it because it's just something about the game I don't like. I appreciate soccer.
Are people getting nasty?
No, I'm just anticipating that you guys don't understand this, that, and the other. Okay, well, make us understand.
I like basketball. I hate the flopping. Mm-hmm. I hate it. There's no part of me that will defend it. It's lame. It's just, basketball players aren't far away from soccer players when it comes to that. They'll act like they'll look at their hands like, am I bleeding? Am I bleeding? It's like you see the replay and you got grazed by a fingertip. You're like, oh my God, dude, stop.
Yeah. One time, quick story, Richard Dent, remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Chicago Bears?
Yeah. He was playing for the Bears. I was in Denver. And there was an outside run play. Guy named Terry Obie, who I was teammates with. He's an Oregon receiver. We're friends, and he cut blocked me on a blindside block, and that kind of put a damper on the relationship.
Yeah.
So when I got up off the ground, I used his helmet as leverage, and it was really muddy that day, and I ground his face mask
mushed it into the ground.
Richard Dent was standing 5 yards away. He was one of those big rain capes on, sheds the cape, runs out onto the field, and knocks me on my butt. And I got up, and I didn't, writhe in pain. I looked at the ref. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Are you seriously not going to flag him?
Comes off the sideline.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's Richard Dent. I had lots of respect for him and everything. And, I was giving the guy the business down there. But, I just, it just – I could have writhed in pain maybe, and maybe they would have got a penalty.
Yeah, you should have rolled around in the mud for a while.
But I looked at the official. I go, really? And he's like,
nothing, huh?
He didn't say anything. So, that was kind kind of an example there, but yeah, I don't get the flopping.
It seems that we're not alone. The people that identify as hardcore soccer fans are saying they hate it. This one, 206, no, we lovers of the beautiful game hate it enormously too.
Okay.
No, it's still flopping, and I hate it. I love the VAR when they can look at it as if it was a wrong call. Flopping is hated by everyone. They're trying to legislate it out of the game. Less of it than there used to be. As a soccer fan, no one likes a flopper any more than we like NFL receivers who whine and cry that they were interfered with on every single play.
Yeah, I mean, that gets annoying in the NFL, but it's never, I don't know, I've never seen egregious examples of, a guy like the other day, and I can't even tell you who was playing, but it was like the guy's hand came up as he was like wrestling for the ball, and accidentally slapped the guy on the side of the face, and he just fell to the ground and everything. I'm like, it was a light slap.
It's
light slap.
Yeah, slow motion makes it look so bad. So bad. All right, let's get to it. Best of the rest.
We know you love listening to us, but there are great discussions happening all over our station.
No, you idiot. It's the Bills.
You can die when you're dead.
Yep, just not good at bats.
Turn it down. It's time for the best of the rest.
How dare you?
You die when you're dead, and you deal the cards you've been dealt, Dave.
That was Bryce Miller, right?
Yep.
I love that, man.
We start out with Brock and Salk, and they were talking about the Seahawks and talking about how they're still being doubted heading into this season because of their division getting better.
No, the Rams did, and that's unquestioned.
That's really what he's talking about.
It is.
Do the Seahawks need to prove themselves more than most champions do? Do they still have more left to prove?
Feels that way.
It sure does.
It certainly feels that way for both the expedited nature of it and the quarterback who ended up doing it.
You think that's it? Those are the only two reasons?
Yeah, because every other statistical reason, I played some Kyle Brandt the other day, Salk, from a rant that he had. I think it was from a couple weeks ago where he was like, dude, can we just talk about last year's Seahawks? Can we really do this? You realize they lost 3 games, right? On a missed field goal in overcoming 4 interceptions. The first game of the year that was wonky and a sack fumble late, and then a Tampa game that had dudes down. That was it. It was only losses of the year.
Yeah.
Point differential, scoring, offense, it was historical. I mean, it was the farthest thing from a fluke. I mean, it was from beginning to end, and doing so in the toughest division, maybe in NFL history, and vanquishing those teams that you did lose to.
Are you offended that people think they have more to do to prove it? Does it upset you?
Not really. It upsets me more, back to Sam Darnold and your question to me. It upsets me more because when you watch Sam, he is incredibly skilled. He throws an unbelievable deep ball. He has total control. The things he's asked to do at the line of scrimmage, just the command that he has. And now, again, you just throw in, I think, the confidence that comes from, I've done it. I've lifted that trophy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my team. And there's just no doubt about that.
Who are they when they say they still have to prove it? To who? Who the analysts, the experts? You won the Super Bowl. The end. Mm-hmm. You are the champions, better than every other team.
Yeah.
You were the last team standing. The end. What's the proving it? How many teams win back-to-back Super Bowls? It just doesn't happen. We don't see that. So what's the idea? Do they have to get back to the Super Bowl and win or lose? They've then proven it. What does that mean when people say, are they still proving it?
Yeah, maybe it's because, I don't know, the offense was really good, but because you won it with a defense, and who was the team where the weak quarterback really was it Tampa?
Oh, Brad Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, Trent Dilfer, same thing. The Ravens had a historically good defense.
Did. They won.
Maybe that's where the skepticism comes from there.
But every team wins differently. Every team's got their strength. Some teams are this offensive powerhouse. Some are defensive powerhouses. Some are more well-balanced. I mean, but all that matters is who's left standing in the end. How you got there, to me, is absolutely irrelevant. You're a defensive team. You're an offensive team. Who gives a rip? Yeah. We won. Everybody else was done. We are the ones holding the trophy. Thus, we were the best team in the NFL.
And since everybody thinks the Rams are the best team in the NFL, we beat them twice.
Yeah.
And had a chance to win the third one. And you could say the same thing for them, right? So, one of the things I think also is that they were 60-1 to win. Like, Bob, we should have gone down to the casino.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think about Brock's toughest division in football history? Because, you do have the Cardinals in there who went 0 in the NFC West. Mm-hmm. But, you look at the Niners and Rams and Seahawks.
Those are two 12-win teams.
Yeah.
The Rams and the Niners. 12-win teams. As much as we should probably talk more about the Niners than we do.
Right.
And I know the Rams are getting all the headlines because of the signings and all of that. But the Niners were a 12-win team, and they were riddled with injuries. Let's not sleep on that team. And I don't know. I get what they're saying, that they're not getting the respect, that all the conversation leading into this season feels like it's about every other team. But the idea of having to prove anything to me seems foreign. Like, to who? Who are we trying to convince? In the end, Seahawks are the ones holding the trophy. That's where the conversation ends.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's fashionable to do that, and so maybe it's because of the Sam Darnold thing. Maybe there's still a little bit of hangover for that part of it. But yeah, and then is it Daniel Jones that was the backup for the Niners this year? They won a fair number.
No.
of games.
That was.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking.
What's his name from the Patriots? Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Sorry. Yeah, Mac Jones came in and won a few games for him. So yeah, the Niners were really, like you said, we should probably be talking about them. They went in and beat Philadelphia at their place, and then came here and we eliminated them. But yeah, it's a really tough division, but maybe it's a little bit of they were 60-1. They were just kind of a one-off team that, got lucky in a few situations. Darnold, maybe there's not a lot of believers in Sam Darnold. And then, like I said, everybody seems to be in love with the Rams. So I guess that's where that comes from, if you ask me, and why. So yeah, I mean, I think that's probably a few of the elements anyway that are the reason.
All right, moving on. Bump and Stacy talk about who the best quarterback is in the NFC to build around for the future.
I like Dak Prescott as a choice.
No, Dak was balling last year.
I do agree with you, though. I'm pushing back just to be ornery. Dak does not close games out. No, I shouldn't say that. Dak has not proven he can win in Dallas, and maybe that's unfair.
It is, kind of.
But, hey, Cowboys, sorry, all of you kind of have this burden right now that you can't get the job done.
Isn't he getting like $60 million a year too?
Yes. He's getting a lot of money.
He's got weapons, but you're right. That defense has to be better. And this draft, I think after this year, I give Dak 1 or 2 more years. If he can't get it done with this group that they're bringing in, then they might have to move on. But I'm still taking a couple before Dak though.
Jordan Love.
J Love, yeah, I like J Love. Caleb combined with Ben Johnson, I think is something special. Caleb with anybody else, I don't know. But Caleb with Ben Johnson, I mean, he can do whatever.
What makes him special?
He's the most talented thrower of the football in the NFL right now. Him and Pat Mahomes are the most talented throwers of the football.
What is it he can do that other people can't do?
Putting velocity on the ball when physics tells you there shouldn't be that much velocity on the football because of the way that you're drifting, the way that your feet are.
Throwing across your body, running out
yeah,
of
it's
pocket
like
kind of thing.
All the stuff that's pulling you left and you're throwing it right and it's still on a rope. He has to get all these other things down, which I saw more of last year. Purely just throwing the football, it's Mahomes and it's him, in my opinion.
So if it was long term and someone said, okay, Bump, take your franchise quarterback and think for the next 5 seasons you get one NFC quarterback, you'd go Caleb?
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is an amazing I thought Bump explained it really well, that it doesn't look like that ball should come out of his hand with that much zip when he is the touchdown that they threw against the Rams in that game where he was scrambling around and you're like, oh my God, this is a disaster.
Yeah.
And I think he was like back at midfield. And but he kind of struggles when the pocket's clean. So it's almost like he's better at making on-the-run type of throws.
Yeah, he's got a ton of raw ability. He's just not very accurate right now. I know he's young, and that hopefully for him will develop. But Let me find him on this list because I just remember him just being, a lot of those box scores where he just looked at it and was like, man, he was through for like 61% and 58%. Yeah, 50 for the season, 58.1% completion.
Yeah,
that's not awesome. So he's but
only threw 7 picks.
Arm strength, scrambling around, keeping a play alive, all that, and he may turn into it. I don't know if he would have been my pick. I don't know if he's because he said in all of football he felt like him and Patrick Mahomes. Was that the other one he said?
Yeah, Patrick. Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen might be in there, and I don't know. Caleb for me wouldn't be in there yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not just
He's
yet.
still got to prove it, Dave.
Like the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah, the champs. Yeah,
Mhm.
champs got to prove it. You're a champ. You got nothing to prove. So, yeah, interesting, though. Interesting conversation on that one. All right, moving on. This is Brock and Salk, and they were comparing the Mariner roster-building strategy to the mess that the San Francisco Giants, are in.
Willie Adames is 30. He has 5 more years at $31 million plus on his deal that he signed in 24, and this year is a league average hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound intriguing to you?
5 for $155 million.
Does that sound good?
Not really.
Does that sound
Oh,
good?
it's shortstop?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll take Colts next 9
Devers has 7 more years. 7 more years at around $32 million a year. He's about to be 30, and his WAR for this season so far is 0.2.
Okay.
But it's just sort of interesting, like when we talk about draft, develop, trade, and retain.
Yep.
Or extend. This is the alternate version of that, right? This is what happens when you decide to take on these risks, when you decide to go big, either in free agency or in trading for guys with a huge contract, as is the case with both Robbie Ray and Devers. Like, you run these amazing risks of not just having these, like, I read that they were willing to trade Rafael Devers and was like, okay, is there somebody out there who's looking to assume the $250 million left on his contract? Cal and Naylor, I feel significantly better about. They're both younger, and even if they never work out again, neither guy's ever going to make more than $25 million in a season. So they're not hamstringing you the way a Devers would.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to point them out. They're number 12, according to Spotrac, as far as their payroll, the Giants.
Yeah. That's a ridiculous number for Devers.
Yeah. Well, he was a hell of a player with the Red Sox.
But you look at him now, man. I mean, he's got 34 RBI. He's got 10 home runs. He's hitting 235. It's not really commensurate with the amount of money he's being paid there.
No, and he's going to be paid for a while. But, you can look at a few teams. I mean, the Mets have been a disaster. They've got the second biggest payroll in all of baseball. And they've got, obviously, Juan Soto is a massive deal there. They've got some huge deals on the books. So, yeah, you could look at, spending your way to a title versus, drafting, developing, maybe trading, maybe extending, as he was talking about. Mariners haven't gotten there yet, but it feels like they're pointed in that direction, certainly. They're in first place in their division. You were 8 outs away from a World Series. You feel like you should be in that conversation for years to come at a very reasonable price in baseball dollars when you're talking about what you have committed to your roster.
Yeah, and they got like Cal for pretty cheap, right? I mean, he could hit the market and probably get a lot more money there. But when do you think Brendan Donovan's, just random question here off the top of my head, when do you think he gets back? I just remember going into the season, we were
after the All-Star break.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, you get him back, and Naylor's healthy. Now that you got Cal back, I feel really good. I'm really excited about the game tonight to see if they can, what they can build off of last night's win, getting Cal back, and and Logan having. The kind of game that he did. I almost would rather he had that kind of game than, if he went out and just, threw a one hitter or whatever. So, yeah, it just felt different last night.
Yeah.
And you were there, Bob. You saw it.
I saw it. I
saw the
there.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched every moment of it. Yeah, it's interesting looking at the Mariners payroll. I mean, still annually at this point, your highest paid player is Luis Castillo. According to Spotrac, I'm looking at this, $21.6 million this year. Naylor's number 2 at $18.5. Cal's 3, 17.5. Julio's 4 at 17.4. And then Colt Emerson comes in at number 5. he's cracked the top 5. So you notice there's not a single pitcher in there outside of Luis Castillo, any of your young guys yet. So, we'll see what it looks like when you presumably extend 1, 2, 3. I don't know what they're thinking behind the scenes, but right now Logan Gilbert's the highest of that group at 6. He's $10.9 million, which in baseball dollars, absolute bargain, absolute steal.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff.
Colt, not even. I like pointing this out. Can't buy a beer.
Not yet.
$95 million deal.
You should be buying beers everywhere for everybody.
Yeah.
With that deal.
What's his birthday? When's his birthday? I'm gonna hit him up for that.
Yeah, have him
buy me a beer.
Take you out for a beer?
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd love to do that. He's been waiting for you to ask. It was around this time last year when the Seahawks knew they would be Super Bowl champs. We'll explain what that's about. Coming up next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging the line, driving to left center field, falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, if you're somebody out there that's been dealing with an injury or dealing with pain and thinking, man, I'm going to have surgery or joint replacement, something along those lines, before you do that, put a pause on that. Go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, because I was in the same spot. I had a problematic hip that had been just exacerbated with 14 years of sparring and jiu-jitsu and all kinds of problems, torn labrum, frayed tendon, bursitis in there. I had arthritis developing, and it would just look like surgery was my only option until I remembered the testimonials I heard about Dr. Wagner and about that 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure. So I went to go see him. He took a look at the imaging. He said, I can help you. And he was absolutely right. It is night and day. The idea of surgery is out the window. And Dr. Wagner is the most experienced in the Northwest. He's a board-certified physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures, and he only uses your own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in your own joint. So people with severe osteoarthritis, even bone-on-bone, get back to doing what they enjoy without pain and, more importantly, without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, whatever it is, before choosing surgery, go see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Just go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Olympic Hot Tubs mid-year clearance event is on. Score big savings on saltwater hot tubs, saunas, and swim spas. Hurry, our mid-year clearance and these incredible deals end June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Need a heavy lift? Levitt Machinery is now your Taylor lift equipment dealer in Washington and Oregon. Engineered for extreme duty durability. Taylors are designed for demanding environments with uptime built into every machine. When the work is tough, Taylor delivers. And now backed by Levitt Machinery in the Pacific Northwest. LevittMachinery.com. Give us a call today. Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
In October baseball, every pitch matters and every decision is magnified. In the postseason, teams don't rely on hope. They rely on preparation and experience. Divorce works much the same way, but the consequences of a bad call don't last a game, they last a lifetime. At Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men, we provide the preparation and experience to protect your finances, your children, and your future. Go to GoldbergJones.com to get your questions answered at no charge. GoldbergJones.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-572-3344. That's 800-572-3344.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change presents wisdom from the road.
Summer means wide open spaces and a whole lot of extra miles. The last place you want your engine to give out is halfway to nowhere. Out here, low oil or a weak battery is just an ambush waiting to happen. That's why every oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change includes an 18-point maintenance check. These techs are trained to help spot issues early and keep you riding easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Change wisely.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Matt and I just had our two worlds collide there.
Worlds colliding. Told you it was going to happen.
Somebody sent in a text, and the text is there for you. 866-979-3776. 206 says, Colt looks like Link from Zelda. No idea what that means. So I asked Matt. I thought, okay, I think I've heard of Zelda, and I thought it was a video game. And he said, yes, it is. And I said, well, who's Link? And he said, who's Colt? Fair enough. Fair enough. That's where the worlds collide, right there. Who's Colt?
I knew I could have predicted that. I knew exactly that was what he was going to say.
I love Matt.
Anyway,
we need a verdict. Is that true?
You think it looks like it?
Yeah. Who does he look like?
I just pulled up Link.
Not really.
No.
I don't see it.
You know, I told you this. I played with a guy, rarity in the NFL, a white corner. His name was Brian Davis.
Yeah.
And him and I were friends, played together. He looks a lot like Brian Davis when he was...
Who does, Link?
No. Colt. The guy that Matt doesn't know.
Yeah. I love that. It was Colt. Oh, very good. Very good. All right. Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. Meanwhile, Seahawks are doing a video series this offseason called Making of a Champion. And they're doing interviews and, behind-the-scenes perspective about their run to the Super Bowl. And the first episode had some good insight from John Schneider. We'll play for you. By the way, where's this airing? Is it just on their website or is it?
Yeah, Seahawks.com, probably YouTube, but it pops up on Seahawks.com right away.
Nobody asked me, by the way.
They want to get your thoughts on the
building of a champion.
You're like, well, here's how I prepared for the season. Here's how I got my championship game face on. This is John talking about, when he knew that this team was going to be special.
It was in training camp, and it was watching Clint
and the offensive staff, this new offensive staff, interact with Sam, and then watching Sam, interact with Drew, and everything those two had going on, and that cohesiveness during training camp, like, okay, offensively, this is going to be improved, and yeah, it was definitely watching Sam move throughout the building and work and kind of come into a leadership groove like right away.
Yeah, and the one thing that still stands out to me is that moment we talked about, Dave, where he was out there when our buddy Adam Ray, was throwing out the first pitch, and he did that whole bid where he acted like he fell down and my arm, and I need a relief pitcher, and he wanted it to be Sam to come running out of the tunnel and throw out the first pitch, and instead it was Mike McDonald, but Sam was there, but Sam told him, no, let me win some games first.
Mm-hmm.
And that just to me said something about like he gets it, man. Like this guy is, he wants to show that he's worthy of, I guess, that kind of attention, and that it was like, let me achieve something first out here before. And it's not like that was a big deal to go out there and throw out a first, like it, carried a ton of meaning, as terms of what kind of player he is or what kind of guy he is. It to me said something about how he viewed his opportunity here in Seattle.
Yeah. I wonder what most people would say when they thought, okay, for whatever reason, it comes on the heels of a loss. The Jacksonville game, which they won 20-12, I didn't think we were going to win that game. They were playing pretty well, and they turned things around there in Jacksonville. That and then the Commander game, that was kind of their arrival to the national stage, played on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
And just and they got it done with guys like Ty Okada and is it White? I'm trying to remember his first name. Cody White had a touchdown. Elijah Arroyo had a touchdown. I don't know. That's kind of when I thought this was a team that could go deep into the playoffs. But
were there any games that gave you a doubt?
Yeah, I mean Tampa, because 38-35, there was a lot of mistakes, and it wasn't, there was injuries. And like Brock talked about it earlier, they didn't really know who they were in week one against the Niners, and they were just further along at that point. But you did have a lot of backups playing in that Tampa Bay game, but you also made a ton of mistakes. The thing was, though, the mistakes they made were on defense. And you knew that Mike McDonald was going to get that fixed. So, that was kind of the silver lining, that he wasn't going to sit around on his hands and, he's going to make some changes. But they did have a fair number of injuries. I don't think Spoon played in that game. I don't think DeMarcus Lawrence played in that game. Possibly Julian Love. That was a tough one.
Yeah, and it was a win. The game against the Colts, I remember coming out of that going, ugh.
Yeah,
it just didn't feel right. It was close. I mean, they could have lost that game. And Philip Rivers comes off the couch, and it's not like he lit it up, but he was more impactful than I thought he should have been. And looking at the box score, he was 18 of 27, 120 yards, had a touchdown, had a pick, but Sam threw for yards, no touchdowns, no picks, 271 yards. They rushed for a total of 50 yards in that game.
Yeah, Charbonnet was the lead rusher
at 31 yards.
Yeah.
It was one of those games where it just felt disjointed and like things aren't clicking right. And they found a way to win, though. But it's what we always talk about. When things aren't clicking, when you don't have your rhythm, whatever's going on, good teams find a way. And they found a way. It just, the fact that they had to struggle against that Colts team, I was just kind of like, ugh. Yeah, I don't know why. That one just bothered me at the time.
Well, it was a home game, and you won by 2 points. I mean, they were in it.
Yeah.
So, there was good reason for that.
Yeah. One more here from John Schneider, just talking about the traits that made this a championship team in his estimation.
The connectedness and buying in, the players really buying into the teachers that we have on this coaching staff. And then, you've heard me talk about it for years, but all the foundational, people that are here, like Dave and, Strick and Sam Ramsden and EK and Mo and like all these foundational people that are here that have been here to just keep moving this organization forward, and then having this new staff come in, new coaching staff, now a new offensive staff, and then seeing the players all, buying into the connectedness that Mike was really seeking. Yeah, that's what I'll remember.
It's cool he gave you a shout out there. First name, Dave.
Dave, yeah. I think he was talking about Dave Pearson.
Strick? Who's Strick?
David Strickland, head trainer.
Okay.
EK, Eric Kennedy.
Equipment
guy.
Yeah.
Finger on the pulse of this team and, what's going on there. Who else did he throw in there? You were pointing at me. I was trying to remember.
Dave, Strick, EK.
Yeah.
No one was as important as Dave.
Are you saying he wasn't talking about you?
Yeah, right? I'm pretty sure, Bob. Yeah, Dave Pearson. Pearson's done a great job, man. He's always like, he comes off as maybe a little bit grumpy sometimes, but I like that about Dave. But no, I mean he does a great job of protecting the team, and that's what it's all about. So, it's there are a lot of good people, and we found out during the John Schneider show that I think he brought every one of those guys on, not Dave Pearson, but. Did Strick come on? David Strickland, the head trainer? I don't think so, but
I don't recall that.
We had Eric Kennedy, who was I love pointing this out because it's awesome. He was a ball boy when I first started playing. I think in 88, 89, and I think he was going to Lake Washington High School at the time. And now he runs the whole show, and he's so good at what he does. But also, they just have a whole bunch of people like Eric Kennedy that guys will come in and hang out in the equipment room and talk about things.
Yeah.
And EK will kind of, let guys know what the culture is here, what John Schneider is like, and what you need to do, and tell stories about good guys that they've had in here over the years. So
just prepping them for what they're about to face.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, good stuff there. Check that out on Seahawks.com. Meanwhile, Cal Raleigh's return to the lineup was almost postponed until today. We'll hear why when we sweep the dial. Coming up with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging the line, driving to left center field, falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
It's Dave Wyman for Swedish Cyberknife. June is Men's Health Month, and Swedish Cyberknife is encouraging men to break the stigma and talk about their own health with family members and medical professionals. Find out about your family medical history, as conditions like prostate cancer can increase your risk. And when detected early, prostate cancer has several viable treatment options. One of the most effective treatment methods for prostate cancer is offered at Swedish Medical Center. It's right here in Seattle. And Swedish Cyberknife requires only 5 short treatment sessions, each lasting less than an hour. It's non-surgical, non-invasive, and patients can typically maintain their usual day-to-day lives. And this June, during Men's Health Month, make sure to place an emphasis on discussing your health with family and medical professionals. Ask about family history of medical conditions or disease. To learn more about Cyberknife for prostate cancer treatment, go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate, or you can just give them a call, 206-320-7187. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
These days, everyday savings add up. Get more for your restaurant, food truck, or big event at Chef Store with warehouse savings on the food and supplies you use most. No membership required. Plus, we're open to the public. Visit Chef Store today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Get ready for soccer's biggest stage. Join Dick's Sporting Goods for a pep rally at Northgate Mall June 19th, featuring a live DJ, activities, and more. Bring the energy and rep the red, white, and blue before kickoff. Dick's Sporting Goods at Northgate Mall, 9 a.m. to noon.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Hello. Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
You don't have to be a great golfer to get a handicap. You don't have to play every weekend. And you definitely don't have to be super competitive. A golf handicap index is for any golfer. Michael Bumpus here. In fact, it only takes 3 18-hole rounds to get started. So whether you play to compete, improve, or just have more fun with your golf buddies, a handicap makes the game fair and more interesting. Getting one is easy. Sign up, post 3 rounds, and you're set. Learn more at wagolf.org/710. That's wagolf.org/710.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
At Dunn, relationships are everything. It's why we build a culture around building the best relationships possible, building joy and trust, one interaction at a time. So whether you need trusted advice, help with material selection, project planning, or loading your vehicle, we go the extra mile to remove as much of the hassle as we can.
If there's anything we can do to serve you better, contact me personally, Mike Dunn at dunlumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building success together.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
Well, you guys have talked about just the mood in the clubhouse, especially between Logan and Cal. And after the game, Logan Gilbert shared how Cal reacted when Cal found out that his first game back catching was going to be a Logan Gilbert start.
Yeah, a couple days ago, I just asked him how everything's going, and then he said he's catching Tuesday. I said he, couldn't wait to catch me, had to come back just for me. But then I show up today, and he's like complaining that he wanted Woo first time, so it's easier or something. So that's a good confidence builder right before I go out there.
You were standing right there, right?
That was hilarious. I love their back and forth. It's very, very funny. Obviously, these guys are incredibly tight and all of that, but just seeing them bust each other is very funny.
Yeah, after hearing the clips and everything and hearing about that, made me want to go back, and I'll probably do it tonight, go back and watch the lie detector test video. I can't get enough of that. It was so funny. And you could tell, like you said, how tight they are. But
and I don't think Logan's acting. I think his suspicions are real. When he's like, well, how do we know these guys are legit?
Yeah.
He's like, they have a website. Yeah, but you can just see that he's looking around like, yeah, how do we know? How do we know?
I want to see your ID to the guy running the lie detector test. But But yeah, and also you were saying that physically, I mean, it is a little bit more of a challenge to catch Logan than Wu, right?
I mean, Wu is a fastball guy. He's not spiking sliders in the dirt or split fingers, and there's a little more of that with Logan, who's trying to get guys to chase, and Cal obviously knows he's calling those pitches. He's going to have to block them, and he's going to take a beating. Some of those are bouncing off the insides of his thighs or off his hands or whatever. So yeah, it's a little more of a that was funny when they were talking about the accuracy. About good thing Cal wasn't accurate. He would hit me in the head. It's like, yeah, he should talk.
Sweeping the dial.
All right, we were just playing some clips from John Schneider, and in that same interview, they asked him about the start of the season. So, not a lot of expectations for the Seahawks team, perhaps heading into this year. And Schneider admitted, they have a bit of a bulletin board keeping stuff that people say about them.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, Armani Perez keeps all the quotes on his. Yeah, he keeps all the quotes.
It really is bulletin board
material? Yeah, he puts it up on his board behind him. Like, while he's studying, it's pretty cool. So we'll go in there and look at his board and be like, all right, I guess we're supposed to win 7 games this year. That's great. It's hard not to, because it's entertainment, right? Like, it's daily. It's in our face, and it's part of like the off season and fans like just enjoying the game and studying the game, whether it's a draft or free agency or and people just can't get enough of it. That's why we're all blessed to be able to be doing what we're doing, because the fans are so it's just such great entertainment.
I wonder who's on the board. Is it like NFL analysts out there? Like, is Stephen A. Smith on the board? Is
Probably.
Mel Kiper on the board? Is it?
Yeah, it sounded like, I mean, maybe it's a grease board.
Is Mike Salk on the board?
Is it a bulletin board like the one in there? Or no? Mike, no.
You were getting Matt going, right? He just dismissed that. He didn't even want to give that airtime.
What am I supposed to be angry about? I don't even remember.
The bulletin board. Apparently, it's not a bulletin. Dave called that a bulletin board one time. And it's a cork board.
That's the same thing as a bulletin board. Sorry to tell you. Anyway, so...
Did I miss this conversation with...
Bob, you didn't miss anything, okay? This is...
You were talking about Matt, right? I didn't care. You looked at me, but I don't...
How can you tell whether I'm looking at you or at Matt? It's pretty close angle there. I don't know if you can discern whether I'm looking at you or
I don't really know what you're talking about, to be honest with you.
Don't really
As everybody can hear, we're all confused. Dave's the only one who's certain about what's being said here.
So
Matt's looking around, still wrinkling his nose, going, I don't understand what's going on.
So Armani Perez is a guy that John brought in, and he's like, this young guy that's just a wizard as far as personnel and football goes and everything. So I imagine, I don't know if he's cutting them out of the paper, because a lot of people don't get the paper anymore.
But probably printing them.
Yeah, but they used to do that with the Seahawks, and I said something about the Seahawks when I went to Denver, and I ended up on their bulletin board. Yeah. Because our offense was the worst offense in NFL history, like the 5th worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I was like, well, I don't know if some of those offensive guys were dialed in or getting it done or whatever. But yeah, I mean, just motivating things, because I'm sure John doesn't pay a lot of attention to that kind of stuff, but Armani Perez does. And, you talk about 60-1 as far as to win the Super Bowl, a 7-win season. I mean, yeah,
well, that's 2 years in a row that they had that prediction, because the year before it was worse, right? It was
6.5 or
6.5 or 5 or it was something crazy. We were like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
And they won double-digit. They had double-digit wins that year. Didn't make the playoffs, but double-digit wins, and then they next year win the Super Bowl.
Sweeping the dial.
All right, here's some definitive material for your whatever you want to call it kind of board. But we know it now exists for the Seahawks. So Jared Verse, in an interview with the Cleveland Browns website, shared this parting advice he gave his now old Rams teammates.
And I got to tell everybody, say, I don't, it sucks. I'm not going to be here. I love you guys to death. You guys are going to go out there. You guys are going to dominate. You guys are going to do everything you can do. You guys are going to play the best you can. You guys got 17 games for sure. Who knows what's going to happen after that, but just go dominate. And I told them the most important thing, make sure I'm not going to cuss, but the words I used, make sure you beat the Seahawks. That's all I cared about.
Oh, yeah? Enjoy Cleveland, champ. Maybe they can improve on their 5 wins from last year.
Yeah.
And being in the cellar in the AFC North. How about that?
That's the only real defense is just you play for the Browns, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, you might want to focus on who's in the Ravens and the Steelers and the Bengals.
Yeah. But, I think he was one of those guys, and I remember talking to Jaron Reed about how much he hated the Rams. They kind of hate each other. And remember, Jared Verse was over on our sidelines talking mess, and Jay Reed kind of chased him off the sidelines. And I think Jaron had a wrist or something going on. He had a big cast on his hand. Probably
ready to wallop him with it.
Yeah, getting ready to slug him with it. But, I kind of like that. But I like hearing that it's the other way, too. It's not just us hating them.
It's mutual hate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mutual hate.
And in all fairness, he is a hell of a player.
He really is.
He is. I'll be curious to see. I mean, he's filling huge shoes out there. Myles Garrett obviously is elite. Yeah. And Jared Verse isn't far behind, so we'll see what he does out in Cleveland. But, yeah, you're playing for Cleveland now, so maybe worry about what's going on.
Zip it.
Yeah, you just shut your big old yapper. All right, a lot of Mariners news to catch up on over the last couple of days. We'll check in on all of it with our guy, Ryan Divish, the Seattle Times. He's going to join us next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. For the Puget Sound, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. When people come first.
This is Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. As a family law attorney, I know firsthand the challenges and obstacles men face in divorce and custody matters. Our firm is committed to protecting what matters most, and we're on your team. Find us at goldbergjones.com.
Every job's different, so why not your equipment plan? Rent it when you need it. Buy it when you're ready. Levitt Machinery makes it easy to get to work. Need a lift? Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, because now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners still sitting atop the AL West after picking up a win last night over the Orioles in Game 1 of their 3-game series. Game 2 coming your way in a matter of about a half an hour. We'll turn you over to the pregame show. George Kirby on the hill for the Mariners, facing off against Kyle Bradish. Again, 5:30 pregame show, 6:40 first pitch right here, Seattle Sports on 710. Finals from earlier today. The Mets take out the Reds 9-1. It was the Royals over the Nationals 6-2. Phillies fall to the Marlins 12-4. Astros double up the Tigers 4-2. Padres take care of the Cardinals 6-1. Dodgers over the Rays 5-4. Diamondbacks hammer the Angels 8-1. The final in that game. Also, the Giants take out the Braves 7-2 going on right now. The Blue Jays headed to the bottom of the fourth in Boston are up 2-0 on the Red Sox, while the Yankees shutting out the White Sox in New York right now, top of the third, 4-0 there. Game 2 of a doubleheader. The Braves trailing the Giants 5-0 in the bottom of the second, and top of the second in Milwaukee. Brewers out to a 3-0 lead over the Guardians.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Mariners getting set for the Orioles Game 2 coming your way. We'll turn you over to the pregame show coming up in about 20 minutes or so. But right now we get a chance to talk to a man who does a great job covering this Seattle Mariner team for the Seattle Times. He is with us. Our ray of sunshine, Ryan Divish, is here with us. How are you, man?
I'm good. How about you guys?
We're good, man. It's
what are you drinking there, Divish?
I had a little bit of Diet Coke. I just didn't want to have a dry throat, when I was talking to you guys. I'm a little rusty. I mean, I took about 2.5 weeks off to go back to Montana. So, I'm still trying to get back in the swing of things. My first day back officially was yesterday. That was kind of a busy day.
Yeah, there was a lot going on yesterday. And before we get into all the particulars of the game and what's going on with the roster, how good was it to see Cal back and just – that sense of comfort he seems to bring, and we certainly heard from Logan last night and saw that. I was telling these guys about how they were kind of joking with each other at their lockers when we were standing there talking to Cal and, what are you looking at? And he's like, I'm talking about your big head and all of that. Yeah. It was just seeing that interaction just sort of reinforces the comfort and everything Cal brings to that clubhouse.
Yeah, it's just a presence, a calming presence at times, and definitely a leadership presence. But, like, you know, Cal, even though he's kind of unassuming in a lot of ways, like, he fills up the room just because, like, he's a big man and how he plays and what he expects and what he demands. And just having him there, I think, you know, it sets a tone for the rest of the team. And it's not like those other guys don't. But, like, this is a guy that hit 60 bombs, finished second in the AL MVP a year ago, and he's been with this team forever. Like, he's the heartbeat of it in a lot of ways. Him and JP, they run the show. So you got two of those guys back, you know, off the injured list. Cal, you know, being out a lot longer, but getting those guys back, you just felt different. And I mean, like, the combination of Logan and Cal, I mean, that's won the Mariners a lot of ball games in the past.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and it seemed like, and I don't know what your impression was, but just watching Cal down at Tacoma, it was like every swing he took looked like last year, whereas, you know, we're pointing out that, you know, this year it was just a little bit different. Did you get that same sort of feeling looking at, you know, just the way he operates behind the plate, but then also, you know, his swing and everything looked like it was on time?
Yeah, the timing was really good. You know, I think the impressive thing was he hit a variety of pitches out. I think one was a cutter, one was a breaking ball, one was a fastball, one was a changeup. I think that's the good sign, like when you're barreling up all the different pitches. But, I mean, I think, too, it's just like, there was a relaxed feel about Cal, obviously, because those results don't really matter. You're just about being healthy and getting out there and trying to have a good at-bat and feeling good. You know, when you're at the big league level, the results matter. And so I think that's it was freeing for him. I think, you know, when he started off, so when he got kind of sidetracked by the WBC and missed so much time and work, and he could tell that he didn't feel right in the box, and you start the season and he's not producing, you could just tell, like, it was wearing on him. Like, he wanted to be producing. He wanted to feel something that just wasn't there. And trying to do that at the major league level is really, really difficult. Like, trying to find your timing and work on things while you're trying to play in games. And, like, again, as well, his batting takes a secondary, you know, backseat to his responsibilities with the pitchers and the defensive aspects. So I thought he just seemed a little bit out of sorts for most of the time to start the season. You know, there was a, like, 10-day stretch where he was pretty hot, but I just felt like, you know, this time off with the oblique injury has allowed him to kind of reset. He's gotten a lot of at-bats and a lot of work in, you know, without the pressure of performing in games and the responsibility of games. And hopefully that, for him, that'll allow him to be kind of freed up. Like Dan Wilson joked that Cal smiled on the field last night. I think it's because he almost hit Logan in the head with the baseball. But, I mean, you know, whatever floats his boat in terms of making him smile.
So funny. What about Logan? Because he's, you know, it's interesting. His last two starts, Ryan, have both come against the Orioles. But he's not been good at home. If you're looking at ERA coming into this, his splits were polar opposite. He's barely got an ERA over 1 on the road versus at home. And then he gets off to a bit of a rough start, 24 pitches, almost loses one on the very first pitch of the game, and then just shuts them down. Retires 19 of the final 20. And you look at his last 5 starts. He's got 30 innings combined, 16 hits, 5 runs, 35 strikeouts, 8 walks, and his ERA is 1.5 in those 5 starts. It just feels like maybe he's found something or some way to find that consistency that wasn't there earlier.
Yeah, I do. I think, like, last night, you know, he didn't really throw his cutter last night, and that's something you've been relying on. Sometimes when you have that many pitches, you don't have any pitches. And what the big thing was last night was his fastball, that 4-seam fastball, had a lot of life on it. It was 97, 98 at times, and Cal, having caught Logan a lot, just stayed with it, and they went to it. And I think that was big. You know, like, sometimes you just got to establish the fastball. Yeah, it's nice to have all these breaking pitches, and hitters don't hit the breaking pitches, but, you know what, having the fastball and establishing that and being able to get it by hitters, I think he had 12 whiffs on 12 swings and misses on it. That's important. And I think really what we saw is what kind of the version he was a couple years ago when he went 200 innings, where he is getting punch outs, but he's getting 7 innings. Like, in the past few years, Logan would get to 2 strikes, and it would take him 4 more pitches to get the out. You know, like, he'd go 0-2 on a hitter, and then it's it's a slider in the dirt, followed by a splitter, maybe a splitter that's fouled off, and a fastball up. They foul that one off. And then maybe he gets the kill with another splitter, but it's 6 pitches in, 7 pitches. He was a little more efficient. He had some weak contact. But when he got 2 strikes, he didn't screw around. He went right at him, threw the off-speed stuff or whatever pitch, the strikeout pitch, but he got it. He got strikeouts earlier in counts. I mean, I think that's the big thing. A lot of times when he's trying to go for the kill with a strikeout, the splitter or maybe the slider, they're non-competitive, meaning they're a ball out of his hand. The moment they throw it, the hitter recognizes it's not going to be a strike, so they don't chase. And that's an inefficient pitch and a wasted pitch. So I think him kind of walking that line of getting deep into a game, but also getting the punch outs and getting the swing and miss, that's the ideal scenario. Now, it's not easy to replicate, and I think he's been trying to do it for a while, but for at least the last few outings, he's been a lot better about it.
Hey, Ryan, I don't think that we've talked to you much about Colt Emerson. He does something almost in every game that just impresses me. And then, when you think this guy's not even 21 years old yet, it's incredible, just kind of his instincts. And last night, he almost caught Robles on the base paths there, and just his slide at home. It was just like perfectly efficient. And, obviously his bat and everything, but what has really stood out to you about that kid? And are you also like, man, I can't believe this guy can't even buy a beer?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that he's 20 because I was a total idiot at 20 years old. The thing is with Cole, you, like you mentioned, he does something that impresses you, and it's not like something that's like freakishly athletic all the time. What it is usually something very smart, very intelligent, or very instinctual on the field, and you're like, holy cow, man, that's a great read on that. Like, he saw that the ball was going to be down, and Robles had to hold because you're in that situation on third.
Yeah.
You're holding third until you have to, but like, he also didn't slow down. He didn't hesitate. He knew that Robles was going to go. He read it right, and he runs better than you think he does. But I think after coaching last year, like Colt for a 20-year-old is locked in on everything. Like, he is not, staring into the crowd or anything. He does not get distracted from the moment. And that's very rare. Like, I mean, there's a lot going on in a major league game, and, everything's going on, and it's easy to get distracted by your own play or what you did, take your at-bat out in the field or whatever. But what I've noticed about him is, like, mentally he is focused, like hyper-focused on the moment, on the game, and reading things, and I think that is a huge benefit, and I think that's why he makes so many heads-up plays. He gets reads. He's paying attention. What I really like, and I'm sure Randy Arozarena, when healthy, likes it, is how well he goes back on balls in the shallow pop-ups. JP was really good at that too, but like Colt has more speed and more range to do that, so he covers a ton of ground on those shallow pop-ups. And Randy, if he doesn't have to go catch it, he's probably happy not to. So I think that's it's a big benefit. But yeah, I just like the play at the end of the game. He catches it off that kind of side hop, fires the first. Like, that's not a simple play. And so watching in person on TV, like, I was impressed all spring on some of the things he did and the plays he makes. But then you see it every day, and you're like, wow. And the one thing is like, you talk to Perry Hill or you talk to Kevin Seitzer or whatever, if he does make a mistake, he rarely makes it again, especially like a mental one. If you tell him something, he's going to do it. If he learns something, he doesn't forget, and he's eminently coachable in that way. And I think, not everybody's like that. Not everybody has that focus level. Not everybody has that discipline to not make the same mistake over and over, because like with him, he can't accept that. He can't accept making mistakes. So he's certainly not going to do it again. I think that might be his best attribute, and that he's got a lot of good attributes overall.
Hey, speaking of JP, what was your impression of him at third base? I thought, he not a lot of opportunity, but a couple of nice picks on a short hop, and one of them he ate the throw. And I thought Mastroboni did a nice job for a guy who's, I think, had one career game at first. But what was your takeaway on those guys?
Yeah, I thought the best play JP made was not throwing that one. It's the ninth inning, It's a slow chopper. It was going to be tight even if he fields it cleanly. He doesn't field it, or he has a little trouble getting out of his glove. And the guy's running well, and he didn't throw it. He didn't force it. He recognized, hey, that's not a play to be made. Why make two mistakes in one play? And that you don't give up the free base if he throws it away or something. I think that that was pretty good because you're playing a new position and you want to make a play and everybody's wondering whether you can do it or not. And instead, he doesn't try and make an impossible play, and keeps the runner at first, and then you're able to kind of maneuver from there. So I thought he was fine. He's got unbelievable hands. That's never been a problem with him. It was just a lot of it has been range. As you get older, Dave, I guess you slow down. I don't really.
All of a sudden, you're a 2-down linebacker instead of a 3-down linebacker.
Yeah. For me, it's all of a sudden, you can only go 3 days in a row at the bar instead of 4. But
that's a better comparison.
I think with JP, his hands are fine. He's got great hands. He can play that shortstop. The footwork is different. A lot of people are talking about the throws this year, and they were blaming it on the shoulder. But in talking with Perry Hill, it was just footwork. His footwork was off. It was a little bit off because, again, he doesn't move as well as he used to. So then all of a sudden things get sped up. I think playing third base will give him more time on ground balls because, what's weird is you think, shortstop has more time, but in a way, third base gives a different read on it. It's either yes or no. There's no angling. Either you can get to it or you can't because it's a lot more simple. I think that'll help him, and he'll have more time to make the throws. He'll have more time because the ball gets to you sooner. He'll have more time to get his feet set and make the proper throws. So I'm curious to see how it goes. I think he'll be fine. I don't think he's going to be a Gold Glove or anything like that. But with the exception of Ben Williamson, the Mariners haven't had really outstanding defensive third basemen since they have Suarez obviously, but even then he's starting to show some wear and tear. So I think he'll be fine, and he'll fit in nicely there. And then once Brendan Donovan comes back, we'll have a whole bunch of other questions to answer.
Yeah. Divish, Ryan Healy suggesting that we go from piggyback to starter surplus. I thought, really that's what we're talking about. You've got an excess of talent in your starting pitching in your rotation. But, as far as that it sounds like they handled it. I mean, they definitely handled it much better this time around and explaining everything and communicating with everyone. Your feelings on, this plan with the piggyback over the next, 3 rounds as far as the rotation goes?
Yeah, they handled it better because I don't think it was possible. The bar wasn't set really high, right? I don't think it was possible for them to handle it any worse than they did before. It was hey, let's make it, and really it probably wasn't let's make it up as we go. We don't know. I think they had a pretty good plan in place. They just didn't communicate it very well, and the guys didn't understand. And I think, they learned from their mistakes, and they are really trying to communicate and let the pitchers know. And I think bringing them in and talking to them and seeing what they felt was the best option for all of this was a pretty good idea. It gives them some ownership over it as well. I don't think the players know they're trying to do what's best for the team. They're trying to do what's best for each other and what's best for themselves all at the same time. But this isn't a perfect situation. I'm sure they don't love it, but it's for me, if I had, if I'm starving to death and I have to choose between broccoli and Brussels sprouts, I'll make a decision. I won't like either of them. I'll be regretting eating either of the vegetables. But that's what you have to do. They have to make a decision. And so the one they came up with was this kind of, modified piggyback where everybody has to do some riding and some carrying. And I think that's the best they could figure out because none of them wanted to have 8 days off. And the way they were going to do it with a 6-man rotation would have led to that. I don't know that they can do this all season, but I can certainly, they're going to do it through the All-Star break and then reassess. Maybe they make some hard decisions. But, the one thing is, too, is when you get close to the All-Star break and you reset and you kind of have your roster set the way you want, you'll also have a better feel of when Matt Brash might be coming back or when Carlos Vargas might be coming back or Cooper Criswell or some of that. And, also kind of have a better assessment of is Ryan Sloan or Kade Anderson ready to come up and help in the bullpen? They want those guys to get some requisite starter innings before they start moving them into the bullpen to help them down the stretch.
So what I know they said we'll see what happens after the All-Star break, and a lot of that'll be, I would assume, determined by how well some of these guys pitch in this situation. I mean, I don't know if it's going to suit everybody. When you look at this, when we were talking about it long before this plan, we were talking about who would have the hardest time with it if they said, all right, we're gonna run this out there with you. Who's the guy that would have? Seems like Kirby's got a bit of they all have an edge to them. Certainly Wu, but who do you think may have a hard time with, especially if they feel like they're pitching well through the first 4 or 5, whatever their limit is, and then they say, all right, you're out, and whoever, Emerson Hancock's coming in or Castillo's coming in. Who is that guy in your mind?
Might be Logan, just because he's so the most routine oriented, and he's got that whole other persona when he pitches. That whole Walter persona, which can be a little scary. I mean, like the new George with all the mental skills training and the painting and stuff. There's no more furious George, although he got a little furious on the road trip at times. I was waiting for him to throw his glove, but and Bryce has already done it. Castillo's already done it. Hancock, I mean, he was a reliever last year at the end of the season.
Yeah.
He's been the flexible guy. So I think they all can do it. And the one thing is if you're the second guy in this, if I'm Dan Wilson, I'm saying, you know what? You might have to do this in the playoffs. Logan, you did it in the playoffs. Brian, you did it in the playoffs. When you get to the postseason, there's only going to be 4 starters. So somebody's pitching out of the pen. And a lot of times you get in some of those crazy games, it's all hands on deck. So you better learn how to do this. You better get comfortable with this because this may happen. And I think that's one thing you can point to. I don't think it's sustainable for the entire season, but hell, it's the Mariners, and you never know what they might try and do for the rest of the way.
Divish, Hollander was kind of giving a few examples of, other teams doing the same type of thing. And so it's not like out of this world, like it's not making baseball news, right, around Major League Baseball, or is it? I mean, is this something that you've known about and, is something that's more prevalent than we think, or is this something that, maybe the rest of the league is taking notice?
No, I mean, you see it. It's a strategy they use in spring training a ton. Strategy they use in the minor leagues to keep guys on the same days, rest, and pitching at the same time so they can, usually it's based on what the need is at the major league level. But yeah, it's a way to it's a tool or a strategy. But in the minor leagues or in spring training, while you are trying to win the game, with regardless of who goes out there, the priority isn't the same as at the major league level where the result of the game matters. I mean, you run a piggyback system in the minor leagues, you make sure that each of those guys gets their 4 innings or whatever it is. And you don't really, maybe you lose the game, maybe you win it, but the important thing was those guys getting their work in. That's different at the major league level. So they're trying to piece it together with the result of the game winning. And I think that's the one thing that Dan Wilson has started to understand too, is you're doing this because you want everybody to keep stretched out at starter level kind of output. But at the end of the day, you have to win the game first. And if somebody's feelings are hurt a little bit, or if somebody didn't quite get the amount of pitches they wanted or you projected, well, tough. We'll do it the next time. And I think that's one thing that the players started to understand too as they went through this. Is this isn't ideal, but the goal is to win a championship. And if this is what it takes to win a championship, then that's what you got to do. You can't sit there and preach about being a team player and then allowing it to, and then not following through. So it's so weird. And you do it for a purpose. And a lot of times, the Tampa Bay was doing with Griffin Jacks to convert him to a starter. And the Dodgers did it last year because so many guys were hurt and they're trying to work all their starters back in to get them ready for the postseason. And it's kind of a postseason strategy, too, that we've seen. The Rangers used it when their bullpen was awful. But, to do it for this long during the regular season is not typical. And I don't think the Mariners are trying to, become trendsetters and everybody's going to do it. They just, they just have 6 starters that are really good, and they don't want to have to move one of them to the bullpen just yet. I think it's a conversation will happen, but right now they want to keep them all stretched out. Maybe they're just superstitious, thinking, oh, you know what, if we the moment we decide to move one of the guys to the bullpen, somebody's going to get hurt, and then we're going to be hosed.
Yeah.
That's usually how the baseball gods are. They're cruel and unfair very often.
He is Ryan Divish of the Seattle Times, spending some time with us talking Mariner baseball. Ryan, as always, we appreciate it, my friend. Good stuff, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, see you guys later.
There you go. Ryan Divish, breaking it all down.
Yeah.
Taking some time off.
You're going to get the straight poop from him.
That's right. Nothing but straight poop.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a compliment.
That's a phrase, right?
Is
I
it?
think so. Matt's shaking his head no.
He says no on that one. All right. Well, our thanks to Ryan Divish as well as Charles Cross, who joined us on the program. If you guys missed any part of those conversations or any part of today's show, you'll be able to find it on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. Just click the podcast tab, click on our picture, and it's right there waiting for you. Don't forget, click subscribe. It shows up for free every day. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here with Wyman and Bob.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive into left center field. Falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
Olympic Hot Tub's mid-year clearance event is on. Score big savings on saltwater hot tubs, saunas, and swim spas. Hurry, our mid-year clearance and these incredible deals end June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found Tax Relief Advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CASH to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CASH to borrow up to $10,000.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. With burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our promise to the Puget Sound remains the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
Mariners at Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 22nd, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.